been thinking about it. Like, I'm having a hard time just, I said blindly following Evan Ingram's production.
Yeah.
Or just being optimistic about Evan because, yeah, Jarrett and he had that big moment in preseason and everybody's kind of banking on that. I think Bo Nix is a better quarterback than Jarrett Stidham and couldn't get the best out of Evan Ingram. Why should I just believe that that's going to happen now?
Yeah, I'm the same way. I want to draw from substance. You know what I mean? I don't want to go with a gut feeling. With all due respect to Cecil's Mile High moment. I like to point to some evidence why I believe that's the case, and that's pretty far back here. You know, going back to August and saying I saw this one time with Ingram and Stidham. So, but that being said, man, what an opportunity! Like, it's almost like the way that, well, I guess in certain religions, like baptisms work, where you get baptized like as an adult or like a young person, not like a baby. Baptism is supposed to like wash away all the sins, and like Evan Ingram might be in the conversation of worst contract in Denver sports. You know, in terms of like, think about like. Forget the contract. Just consider the expectation and how much we talked about this guy.
Dude, he sent that tweet out and we lost our minds.
Literally.
Yeah.
And George Payton's like, you know, looking for Sean's jokers, like looking for the Loch Ness Monster, and then you found him, and he sends the tweet, and you know, remember he left the facility, went to the Chargers, like they got him to come back, and so like everyone was so excited. Then we show up for mandatory minicamp, and the first play that's made, and we were almost certain it was like by design, was Evan Ingram down the left sideline, and like that was like the initial impression. So like the initial impression matched up with the expectation. We're like, this is going to be insane.
Yeah.
We were all doing segments. What should we expect? You know, 60 catches for 780 yards or whatever. Yeah. Could he be 1,000? Like we were going crazy, and then you look, and it's like, dude, he's had one good game. One good game. He had another game where he caught a touchdown where he was like the fourth read on like the 4-yard line where he like dove in September, October. So in terms of expectation, again, contrasted up against like the delivering on the expectation, the actual production, it's been maybe amongst like the most disappointing people in Denver sports. But I go back to the baptism. Dude, you have a game in the AFC Championship game. Who cares about your production in November? Yeah. So just go out there, and if there's something with him and Stidham, I like it. I understand why people are pointing to the summer. But man, I want to see it. But dude, if he can do it, I'll kiss his freaking boots, man.
And see, I think it's like an icing on the cake thing. Because we had the conversation, and the idea behind the debate is I'm leaning more towards running the football. Let RJ do that work for you. If you're a Jaleel guy, go ahead. I said the same thing. I'm not the biggest Jaleel guy, but if he carries the Broncos to a Super Bowl, we're going to salute Jaleel McLaughlin on Monday morning.
Oh, yeah.
But there is evidence for me that RJ can do more as a running back and a pass catcher. So I kind of tend to, I'm like banking on, I'm putting my chips on an RJ Harvey making a bigger impact than a guy like Evan Ingram can because of what you said. I have evidence to back that up. I have 12 touchdowns to draw off of from RJ.
And you're saying on the ground with RJ?
Both. I'm saying both as a threat catching the ball and running.
You know what? I'm trying to figure out, and I have a hunch. I think that Sean is still going to try to do this his way.
Throwing the ball.
And his way is throwing the ball. and when you get up there, Josh, you get up there and you say, just watch. Just watch.
Yeah.
That is Sean. That is so classic Sean Payton. Like, watch us, And so if that's I can tell you, like, I know you do some sports gambling from time to time. Like, I'm going to hammer Jarrett Stidham's over. I think Sean is going to try to do it his way. And the running back just room collectively hasn't given a ton of that evidence we're looking for that they can take over a game and run it effectively against the Patriots. Man, you might get, 10, 12 runs into that game, and it's like, you want to know what? This ain't working. Back to my plan.
Back to plan A.
To Zach's point, the running backs had 10 rushing attempts a week ago. Bo had 12, and now Bo's out.
Crazy.
If Jarrett Stidham has 40 or more pass attempts, I don't like what the outcome's going to be.
Yeah. No, it's hard to get. I mean, 40 is so much, but
it's Sean, just like you said.
Yeah, but
40 though.
But I'd almost be surprised if the number didn't start with a 3. Like I
can see that.
If it was like 26 passes, like I'd be pretty surprised. I'd be more surprised If it was 26 passes, then I would be surprised if it was 40.
I got a
which
number
is,
in my head.
Speaking to Sean.
I got the lucky number in my head, at number 35. I think he's going to attempt 35 passes this game.
That's still quite a bit.
It is a lot. It's a
still
lot,
quite
but
a
it's
bit.
Sean, right? Sean cannot help himself. In a sick way, Sean's like, I'm getting ready to do something nobody else has ever been able to do, and that's take a quarterback that has not played the whole year and win this game and go to a Super Bowl. And that's what Sean is thinking in his head. Watch out, right?
But look, and I get that, and I don't have a pushback for you guys. But I'll also go back to John Fox. And you remember what John Fox did when Tebow took the job? He flipped the entire offense on its head. And they're not taking shots downfield. Tim can't. They turned into a dink and dunk, let my quarterback kind of run with it, literally and figuratively. I think Sean would get so much credit if he did something like that. I would actually be more impressed with Sean because I go, we all know who you are. This was as easy to see as anything. But then he comes in here and has 35 rush attempts, and they win a football game by controlling the clock and running the ball. I actually look at him in a different light and go, this dude showed me something I didn't think he possessed.
Yeah, you were able to switch up and box southpaw.
Yeah.
You know, and man, I wish that there was more, I'll use the word evidence again. I wish there was more evidence to believe that the running back room could actually follow through on those play calls, because it's going to be almost impossible for Sean Payton to run the ball 35 times, like you just said, if they're getting 3.8 yards a carry, you know, or 2.7 yards a carry.
Guys, Sean is not going to run that football unless J.K. Dobbins is putting that Superman cape on and coming back. Sean was going up against a defense that couldn't stop a nosebleed when it comes to running the ball. Zach and Josh, we talked about the whole week, and yet
There's 10 rushes.
10 rushes.
That's
and
crazy.
Jaleel gashed one for, 10, 15 yards? RJ gashed one for 10, 15 yards. They never went back to it, or Sean never went back to that and said, hey, the identity of this team is Bo, and if I'm going to lose this game, I'm going to lose it in Bo's hands. I'm not going to lose it in these young running backs' hands that I don't really believe in. Now, I just like you guys, I turned that game on against Texans versus the Patriots, and the Patriots' defense is on another level right now. They're doing a lot of the heavy lifting where someone like Drake May is struggling. That defense is stepping up. And I can sit here and see Sean right now looking at RJ and Jaleel saying, damn, 40 times. Maybe we're going to have to pass 40 times. So, Jarrett Stidham, get ready.
Man, oh, man. This
40 just equals a loss for me. That's how I feel. That's how I feel.
I'm not going to give you too much pushback. I mean, dude, he's gone over 700 days without attempting a pass, and then you're going to do 40 passes against one of the best defenses in the league right now. I have no, like, this game this weekend is such a freaking mystery box. I have no idea. Like, I genuinely believe that the Denver Broncos can win. I believe that.
I do too.
The next time Patriots come in here and win a playoff game would be the first time. All right. Even the great Tom Brady, 7-1 against all other teams on the road in his career. 7-1, 0-3 in Denver. So there's something to. It's been a house of horrors for that franchise, but I also just don't know how they're gonna go about getting to the end of the game where there's zeros on the clock and you finish with at least one more point.
Now,
I don't know how it's going to happen.
Do you think that over time, we're Wednesday, right? So we're at hump day. You still got 2 more days. Do you think over time people are going to start to gain more confidence in Jarrett Stidham, even though we don't know what's going on in practice right now? But I think that for me, the more time goes by, the more confidence I have in Jarrett Stidham because I'm listening to these other sports talks. I'm listening to people in New England laugh and ha-ha, hee-hee, like this is just going to be a cakewalk. And it's like, there's a reason why Sean Payton said, watch out. Like, and the last time people laughed at that man is when he talked about having a Super Bowl. And this man is 1 game away from the damn Super Bowl. And what is people doing now? They have no choice but to talk about Mr. Sean Payton. So,
well, I
don't know.
I'm not writing him off either. And we actually started our show with this, going back and looking at who Peyton Manning was in the Super Bowl 50 run.
Yeah.
It's not like he was this Hall of Fame legend. He had a 55% completion percentage, 179 yards a game, more turnovers than touchdowns, and took 9 sacks in 3 games. Could Stiddy do that? And they won the Super Bowl.
Right.
Could Stiddy do that? Yes, he can.
Yeah, but this defense,
You're right.
Man, that Super Bowl 50 defense became the best version of themselves when everything was on the line.
And the sack rate of this team was the takeaway rate of that team, and that's a huge difference.
Exactly, and that's why you have to try to duplicate the takeaway rate that we saw last Saturday because that was different. You know, I didn't quite realize that the Broncos going into Week 18, up until Week 18, that it was the least amount of turnovers in the history of the franchise. in the history of the franchise.
That's crazy.
They got an extra game in Week 18 that traditionally others
I didn't even
haven't
think about that.
to get to 2 takeaways.
Wow.
So then, but then when the playoffs started, you have the most takeaways like that you've had in any game in years. You have to find a way to duplicate that because, and I know no one wants to hear this, but if you take away the takeaways, and obviously life doesn't work like this, and you want the takeaways, okay? You're looking for it, but who they were on a down-to-down basis, sans the takeaways, was not very good.
Mm-hmm.
They got 450 yards of offense put on them. So,
But would you take that same result
Of
if you got
course.
the 5 takeaways this game coming up?
well,
here?
yeah, with the takeaways, but there's a reason that game went into overtime. Like, think about that. You had 5 takeaways, and the other team still got the 30 points, and the game went into overtime. You would have been the second team ever if you lost that game to have that many takeaways and that turnover margin in the
Yeah, it
playoffs.
would've been bad.
So to act like that this is carbon copy of the Super Bowl 50 team is like, let's see it. Let's see it again. Let's see it for a second time.
Well, and that to your point, I went back and looked at the defense too. The defense only gave up 4 touchdowns in that playoff run.
Wow.
4 touchdowns.
4.
Had more takeaways than touchdowns given up. This defense hasn't shown that
So
yet.
four touchdowns in 3
3
playoff games.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Super Bowl 50 defense. I mean,
And
real
honestly,
deal.
you know whose defense that has been in this postseason? The Patriots. They've given up 20 points in 2 games.
Oh,
they got a couple guys back on the defensive line that are just stout, man. Stout, been there before, have won a Super Bowl. One was with the Philadelphia Eagles. Like, it matters. So there's going to have to be a great game plan for Jarrett Stidham for that offense and that defense. They're going to have to get some takeaways.
Well, man, the pressure may be off the Broncos as a team nationally without their starting quarterback, but there may be even more pressure now when it comes to one guy. And we'll talk about him next.
His season came to an unfortunate end, but Bo Nix has the future for the Denver Broncos looking incredibly bright.
Let's be honest, we started the year saying, I don't know how the season's going to play out, but the most important thing is when it's all said and done, can we feel sure that we've got the quarterback of the future? Huh, wow, I guess that question's been answered emphatically.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
When you've been hit by an 18-wheeler, there's 3 things you need to do. First, call the police and get medical care. Second, don't talk to the insurance company alone. And third, call the truck crash lawyers at Berg Simpson Law Firm. Berg Simpson has 50 years of experience holding them accountable and over $50 million recovered after truck crashes. Call Berg Simpson today and let us fight for you so you can focus on healing.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives.
Man, what's going on? It's the new year. And when you have the new year comes the chance of making real positive changes in your life. Remember that first time you failed to perform in the bedroom? You probably just laughed it off, right? No big deal. But then it happened a second time, then a third. Guys, don't let it get to a third time. Why? Because you're dealing with erectile dysfunction and nobody wants to deal with that. But I'm here to tell you that my guys at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, they're here to help. Because ED is an intimacy destroyer. And research out there shows that men can draw away from their partners when ED affects their sex life. Conditions can cause stress, anxiety, depression, and even worse. A man's partner can blame themselves when ED becomes a problem. And hey, don't put it on your partner, put it on you. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic treatments work when the pills and herbals fail you. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%. And some of these treatments out there can have you last an hour or even more if you want to last that long. What I need you to do is schedule a consult with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today. Your initial visit is only $99, and this will include a medical consult with a Colorado licensed medical provider, AT and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And here's the thing, gentlemen, if the test dose does not work in the office, the visit is free. They also have 5 locations out there to serve you. Okay, you could go to Fort Collins, North Denver, Central Denver, Castle Rock, and Colorado Springs. So give them a call today at 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. Visit trustandwill.com for details.
Trust and Will.
My dad and I were always close, but some things we just didn't talk about, like his will. After he was gone, we found out he didn't have one, and it created a lot of stress during a time of grief.
Creating a will can be hard to think about, but avoiding it can lead to greater difficulty for the people you love. That's why Trust and Will makes estate planning simple. Create a will online in as little as 30 minutes.
Now, I have a will in place to make sure my loved ones are protected. With Trust and Will, it was easy and affordable. And I got peace of mind knowing my wishes are clear.
Trust and Will.
Get 20% off when you visit trustandwill.com/plan. That's trustandwill.com/plan to get 20% off. trustandwill.com/PLAN.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well, I'll take this one.
What? Are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there.
It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
Hey Broncos country, it's Terrell Davis here. It's a new year. It's time to work on a new you.
At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry is Colorado's largest watch repair center. We service all major brands, factory authorized for TAG Heuer, Cartier, Omega, Breitling, Panerai, IWC, and many more. Matthews, we have time for you.
Online at MatthewsFineWatches.com.
Get ready for every Broncos game with Super Bowl 50 champion Brandon Marshall as he joins the drive every Friday afternoon at 4:45 exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Thanks to Corwin Toyota Boulder. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. DenverSports.com and the Denver Sports app. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Off and rolling. Here on a Wednesday, January 21st, as the days keep on falling off the calendar ahead of the AFC Championship game. What up, Phil?
Woo! What's going on, man? You said AFC Championship game, and my hair stood up, right? All over my body, my head, my arms, other places. I mean, I'm ready to go, man. I'm ready to go. Jared Stidham, my guessing is he's ready to go. Sean, of course, letting everybody know, watch out, because Jared Stidham is ready to go. Sean's ready to go, so let's go.
Let's go.
I wish I could say let's go,
I
but
know,
let's go.
I know.
It's okay, Bo. We got you.
This whole situation is crazy, but it's added like this dramatic twist.
Yeah.
And, I meant what I said there in the crosstalk. This game feels like a mystery box. I have no idea what to expect with this, box of chocolates here. I don't know what's inside.
No, you don't know what you're gonna get.
And it's impossible to know. It's impossible to know. We're talking about a quarterback who hasn't played in years. This is not the Nick Foles situation. This is not even Jeff Hostetler. This is cold. This is cold.
But you know what, Zach? Even when Bo Nix was healthy, we still didn't know at times what we were going to get.
Sure.
What version of the offense were we going to get that day? And last Saturday was the day where it's like, oh, the offense wants to play. They want to go blow for blow with the MVP, reigning MVP, and Josh Allen. And you have Bo Nix that was able to put 33 points. Now, it's not just on him, the field goal team, the defense, everybody matters. But the offense did their part when it mattered the most. And that was that day where it's like, okay, you guys have it in you. I just wish you guys were consistent in the regular season so we had that type of confidence going into it. And so, in its own little sick way, you didn't know what to expect in the first game with Bo Nix. And now, of course, we don't know what to expect with this offense going forward against Drake May and the New England Patriots.
Man, high drama. We'll get into the Patriots here shortly for really the first meaningful time this week other than just surface level stuff. I'd said going into the last break, the pressure may be off the Broncos as a team nationally, right? All the pressure's on New England, okay? I'm watching Stephen A. Smith this morning. I dropped off my daughter, went and got a breakfast burrito.
What Stephen A. say?
And
you know Stephen A. well, man. You was in the building with him.
a couple times. He's been great to me in person. Great. And I have a story about Stephen A. from years ago. I'm talking about more than a decade ago that we can get into at some point in time.
We'll put a pin in it, and I'll ask you later.
Put a pin in it. So he's on TV. He's like, I don't care what you're trying to picture, you're trying to paint. The Patriots cannot lose to Jarrett Stidham and the Denver Broncos. Like he was doing it from a Patriots perspective. He's like, I was speaking for Boston. You cannot lose this football game. This guy hasn't played in years. He's only started 4 games. Say whatever you want. Spin it however you want. You cannot lose this game. And there was a lot of people agreeing with him. And I think nationally, the Broncos are a bit let off the hook, if you will, from a pressure standpoint, from a narrative and pressure standpoint. You're going to feel pressure. It's a championship game. But from a narrative standpoint, coast to coast, because everyone will understand, well, you didn't have your starting quarterback. This guy hasn't played in years, so it's understandable. But I do think there may be, and I want to talk about it with you, there may be now even more pressure on one other guy within the Denver Broncos.
All right, I'm listening. Yesterday you said there was no pressure put on the Broncos because of the situation with Bo.
Yeah.
Then you wake up the next day on a hump day, and now you're saying there's a little bit pressure on a particular person, maybe
a particular
unit?
person. Yes, a person, a unit. You can decide for yourself. Because while I do agree with what I said yesterday and just sort of reframed right now, where the narrative nationally, the pressure is off the Broncos, you don't have your starting quarterback. This guy hasn't played in years.
Yeah.
But the pressure, I think, on Vance Joseph may just go up a tick. Because it's like, well, you're kind of the reason why, and when I say you're kind of, I'm talking about Vance Joseph, but I'm talking about the defense.
Yeah.
Like the defense, we've said over and over, has been the backbone of this football team.
For sure.
Your defense is still intact. Your defense is mostly healthy. Your defense is going up against a more upstart operation than even the Broncos. They weren't in the playoffs last year. This is Drake May's first time around. He has turned it over. He has gotten and sacked quite a bit. We'll talk about May here in dedicated fashion in a second. But to a certain degree, I think if the Broncos are going to get it done, if the Broncos are going to get it done on Sunday afternoon at Mile High, the defense is going to have to be great, not good, great with a capital G. And I think to a certain degree, the pressure is on Vance a little bit here.
I get it. Blame the black guy. Put the pressure on the black guy.
I'm racially profiling Vance.
Here we go. Riley has to go through it. Now we got VJ.
Yes.
Like, are we in a scary movie here?
Yes, he's got to die first.
All right, look, I'm with you on this, right? The backbone of this team has been the defense. VJ has done a great job this year at putting his defense in good situations, scheming up plays for the defense to get the sacks that they have. All right, you get to the playoffs last week, and they get 5 turnovers. That's really unheard of. You're in the playoffs now and going up against Josh Allen, and you get 5 turnovers, which was the reason why you win the game, because if there's no turnovers in that game, the Buffalo Bills run away with it. They were just able to do whatever they wanted to in the run game, in the pass game, but those turnovers were key. VJ understands that. This defense understands that. I've talked to a couple of players there in the locker room on the defensive side of the ball, and they know that there's a lot more pressure put on them. They know that there's a certain amount of points, and I'm not going to say what he said, but he said there's a certain amount of points that they cannot let the New England Patriots get to so that they can win. They're talking about it in those rooms. They know what they have to do to win this game. Turnovers, stop the run, and try to get some pressure on Drake May and force Drake May to make bad decisions, because he has done that lately in the playoffs. That's exactly what they're going to try to do. VJ, my guessing, just like I said last week, he's going to come up with a couple of schemes that we've probably seen before, but it's something that they're not going to really practice. And so you're hoping that the scheme that they put out there at some point helps you win the game. Last week, they put something out there that even Tony Romo said himself, he did not see it coming. That was what I was talking about when I said VJ has something up his sleeve. Now, it didn't work because it's Josh Allen. Josh Allen was able to dissect it, get the first down. But someone like Drake May, who's young, If you throw something at him that he hasn't seen before when he's watching film, it could be the deciding factor of the defense getting a turnover and the defense not. So there is a bunch of pressure on VJ. And if VJ can pull this off and they can win because of the defense, VJ will solidify himself as a head coach for whoever. My guessing is the Arizona Cardinals, because how could you not want a man that has to do everything because their quarterback is not playing?
Right. No, I mean, and you talk about narratives. Like, from a narrative standpoint, like, goodness, that would be on VJ's side for a lot of the reasons that you just mentioned right there. Yeah, I mean, this is high drama. This is high drama. There is no doubt about it. But if for some reason, and the other side of the coin deserves to be turned over, if for some reason the defense doesn't play well and it looks more like it did against Buffalo but without the turnovers.
Oh, they're going to blame VJ. He's going to be the reason why, right?
And maybe there's 1 or 2 turnovers instead of 5.
Yeah.
You know, there's going to be an element of, because it's not just, it won't just be about the game. You'll hear a more expansive conversation of, hey, the defense regressed for a second year in a row after the bye this year. They weren't the same version of themselves.
All right, but tell me this: how would you be? Would you be in that camp of like blaming the defense?
Well, I don't know how it looks. So like, as always, it's like, well, how does the game actually unfold and look? Can they not get stops for 3 series in a row as New England goes and wins? You know, I don't know. So it depends how it looks. But in general, Vance Joseph has been great in his return to Denver. Great. And it's basically been best case scenario.
It has.
But I just wonder if, if things don't go well, will there be a fall guy? And it's hard to believe that Vance Joseph would lose his job. I don't think that's going to happen. But if it doesn't look right and it's reasonable to point some blame, things could just get weird.
And let's be real. Anything you do, any profession you do, there's usually a fall guy at some point. So nobody wants to lose their job. So if they have a chance to blame somebody else for what's going on, they're going to do that. I just hope that Sean understands that, hey, there's a lot riding on this game, but also that there's a lot of pressure put on that defense, all right, to stop. And they may have to make multiple stops. And we all know, if you've played this game of football, you know that the defense, if you don't help them out by sustaining drives, maybe scoring a couple points, a touchdown, some field goals, and you keep putting them out there, they are going to break at some point and bust. And now there's going to be some explosive plays that happen against your defense because they're not getting the rest and they feel like, well, damn, why are we out here? If we know that we're going to get a turnover and we're going to sit here on the sideline and see Jarrett Stidham throw the ball away or get it intercepted. So there better not be a fall guy. This is everybody together.
All right, we'll see how it all shakes out. Good conversation. What kind of threat level does Drake May bring to Mile High this Sunday? I want to have that conversation next.
The Broncos may be without Bo Nix, but counting them out would be a mistake.
I'm not scared of the Patriots. I'm not scared of Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels coming into Denver. When's the last time they came into Denver and won a big game? So, whatever. Let's go. Buckle up.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And it's a brand new year, guys. And I know there's at least 50 of you listening to me right now who are thinking about popping that question here soon. And you know, if you're going to do that, you need a diamond. So let me save you some time and money by telling you something as simple as this. You need to go see my jeweler, Williams Jewelers. So whether you're starting your next chapter in your life with that perfect diamond engagement ring, or celebrating a milestone, or finally just doing something special for yourself for once, this is where it all begins, at Williams Jewelers. This new year, imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their service is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you could imagine, and the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secrets of the business with you, but guys, they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue, and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
I'm Rob Wilhite. For almost 50 years, Colorado has trusted the Wilhite Law Firm after serious car accidents. With over $1 billion recovered, we know how to win for our community. Injured? Call 303-GOOD-LAW or visit willheightwins.com. That's willheightwins.com.
How about a simple New Year's resolution, one that even I could achieve? Reverse the clock on hair loss with Advanced Hair's simple one-day FUE treatment. You will feel more confident and more youthful when you witness your own natural hair growing into those places that have been balding or thinning for years. From Advanced Hair's breakthrough technology to their highly experienced team, there is no one I trust more in hair restoration. Their simple FUE treatment begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day, and your new hair is backed by the Advanced Hair Guarantee. I know from personal experience, Advanced Hair's exceptional standard of care makes your comfort and your results their top priority. Celebrate this new year with a fuller head of hair and get a free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts. Call 720-459-HAIR. That's 720-459-HAIR. Discover what meeting your resolution could look like with the before and after pictures at advancedhair.com.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3, The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach By here. For 50-80 Exteriors, Colorado homes face more risk than ever from intense weather, including wildfire exposure. 50-80 Exteriors prioritizes fire-resistant, non-combustible, low-maintenance exterior upgrades with reliable quality installations. Protect your home with James Hardy siding, TimberTech decking, and Pella Impervia fiberglass windows, all designed to stand up to heat, weather, and time. They also offer 60 months no-interest financing. 50-80 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD2, CSU women's basketball faces Grand Canyon with pregame starting at 6.
104.3 The Fan. We are Denver Sports.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
What kind of threat level does Drake May bring to the Mile High this Sunday? So, when I say Drake May, what do you think of? Like, where does
Drake May.
Yeah, where does your head go? Drake May. What do you
Drake
think?
May of 2025/26 is just a different guy. Drake May, very consistent, smart, confident in his abilities right now, can move around the pocket. He doesn't necessarily want to run, but he can if you let him. All right, he wants to be aggressive, and his teammates love him. There's a reason why he's up for the MVP and may win it this year. So when I think of Drake May, I think of you have to be on your P's and Q's. You have to be ready to attack Drake May and force him into pressure because he's still young. All right, we give him a lot of credit, but he's not Tom Brady. I know he's with the Patriots, but he's not Tom Brady yet. But the man will make you pay if you let him do that. If you let him sit in the pocket, if you let him have the time, the rhythm, the processing, like Sean loves, he can eat you up.
Well, his jump from rookie to sophomore year, I know the phrase sophomore slump has been bandied about here about Bo or about C.J. Stroud or last year or whatever. This was a leap forward from 24 to 25. His completion percentage went from 66% to number one in the. And by the way, 66%, really good.
Yeah, that's really good.
Like really good for a rookie, or for anyone maybe. But 72% number one in the NFL. His yards went from 2,200 to 4,400 for all intents and purposes. Six yards shy of being a 4,400-yard passer. His touchdowns went from 15 to 31, literally doubled. All right, his interceptions went from 10 to 8. Now, the one area of Drake May's game, at least from a raw number standpoint, that has regressed, and he played in 4 more games, so take this into consideration, but he was sacked 47 times this year.
Yeah.
Way up from his rookie year.
Holding on to the ball long because he wants to let plays develop downfield. He wants to give his athletic receivers like Diggs and a couple young receivers that have speed time to get down the field. Well, when you do that, you're going to take more sacks when you're trying to hold on and wait just a little bit longer.
Yeah, and that's been relevant here in the postseason. 10 sacks taken in 2 football games. 10. That's the most in the playoffs by a country mile. No one has taken more than 6. May has been dropped 10 times. And so styles make fights. You're going up against this Bronco defense that's 5th in NFL history with their sack total this season, and are coming off a game where they just pulverized Allen a couple times and got that ball out. So that is certainly a dynamic to watch. But what has plummeted here in the postseason for May? Two areas. One, his league-leading completion percentage. His league-leading completion percentage of 72% has taken a nosedive, skipped right through the 60s and into the 50s, from 72% down to 58% completion percentage in the postseason. The other thing, 2 interceptions and a whopping 5 fumbles, Phil. That is
ball security.
A lot.
Right? They usually say ball security is job security. Your hopes and dreams are in this football. And when you lay it on the ground, all right, you're not going to have a job. My guessing is that coach and some of the other players that are blocking for you, they're not going to have a job either. So you must take care of the ball. Now, I will say this about Drake May. He's went up against 2 tough defenses.
He has.
With the Chargers and what they brought to the table. And we got to see it firsthand where the Chargers were playing their backups. And yet we were only able to get, how many, was it 13 points?
Against
the Chargers the last game of the year.
Yeah, I think it was 13. I'll pull it up here in a second.
It wasn't a lot of points against
not.
a lot of their backups. And then, of course,
19.
19 points. And then, of course, for the Houston Texans, who, by the way, they did have the best defense in the league. I mean, my God, they were getting after these quarterbacks this year, very physical. So Drake May has already went up against 2 really, really good defenses. And it's been in bad weather. So the first game wasn't as bad, but it's cold as hell. The second game, snowy, can't hold on to the ball, so you have to still take that in consideration. And I don't want to defend him, but I'm just kind of giving you, the rundown of
it's context.
Weather matters.
Yeah, totally. I think it's going to be a chilly one this weekend. Not crazy, not freezing. Did I tell you about the fan next to me last weekend who talked about the 50-degree difference between
No.
So I'm sitting there, and I'm sitting next to this Bronco fan.
You talked about the one that put you in the headlock.
And no. So I'm there, and I'm like not jumping up and down, but just kind of moving my body, just to kind of stay warm. And he goes, it's getting cold out here, and his nose is dripping. He goes, but think about this. He goes, I was here for the 2012 division round upset against the Ravens. He said right now, the difference between what it is right now and what it was then was a 50-degree difference. 50 degrees colder.
Yeah, I'm good.
And I'm like, I don't know if I might have, yeah.
My skin can't take it anymore. There's no
like-
Mr. Big Bad Toughness now. I want to stay in the warmth.
Yeah. Dante, what'd you say there?
It's supposed to be in the 20s.
It's supposed to be in the. I mean, that's
Supposed
pretty
to be a cold
cold.
weekend in
It is
general.
cold.
Friday,
Yeah,
Saturday, Sunday.
yeah. I saw it. The weather's going to drop on Friday, and it's going to be a chilly weekend. To add some texture to what you said, giving the context of who Drake May has played after we tell you he's got 2 picks and 5 fumbles and 10 sacks, the Chargers defense that the Patriots played in the wild card round, they were the 9th scoring defense and the 5th total defense. So when I say total defense, that's how you defend the run and the pass, total together. So a top 10 scoring defense, a top 5 total defense, and then you went to the divisional round, played Houston, and Houston had the 2nd overall scoring defense and the 1st overall total defense, and they still found a way to win. So this is a massive challenge.
It is. It is. We need the turnovers. If you're the defense, you have to get the turnovers. And if you're the offense, and specifically Jarrett Stidham, you have to take care of the football. If you can take care of the football, chew up some clock, Sean's going to have to get in his bag of tricks, be creative in the red zone once we get down there. That's when you have the chance to win. But if Drake May has time to sit there, set up for someone like Stephon Diggs to hit the middle of the field, and Josh McDaniels, the offensive coordinator over there, like I understand as a head coach he hasn't been any good, but as an offensive coordinator, he's a genius. There's a reason why he's still in the league and everybody wants him to be the offensive coordinator. There's a reason why Drake May is doing the things he's doing. He has helped Drake May out. And also been a lot creative with just the offense in general. So VJ is going to have to come up with a great game plan if we're going to beat the New England Patriots.
All right, it's fascinating here. It is absolutely fascinating. But I'll just say this about Drake May. I did not see this coming. I did not see it coming. Yeah, I just didn't. I thought he was a fine prospect. You look at him physically, 6'4", 225, can throw it a mile. Good athlete, too.
He is a good athlete.
Can run around. So let's keep that in mind, too. But I did not see in year number 2, he's going to finish runner-up for the MVP, if not win the award. I did not have that on my 2025 bingo card. He has been not good. He's been great.
Maybe I should put more respect on him, huh?
Dude, QBR by QBR, which a stat I really like because it takes so many things into consideration as opposed to more straightforward, lacking context quarterback rating. By QBR, he's the best quarterback in the league this year. So
the man can play.
He can play.
The whole quarterback crew, Bo Nix, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Drake May. Like, those guys are stepping up and putting their team and their organization in good situations.
Totally. Okay, shifting gears here for just a second. We're going to get back to Broncos at top of the hour, but I saw something last night that summarizes the non-Jokic Nuggets experience, and I'll tell you what it was next.
His season came to an unfortunate end, but Bo Nix has the future for the Denver Broncos looking incredibly bright.
Let's be honest, we started the year saying, I don't know how the season's going to play out, but the most important thing is when it's all said and done, can we feel sure that we've got the quarterback of the future? Huh, wow, I guess that question's been answered emphatically.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
2026 is shaping up to be an amazing year to buy a home in Colorado. If you've been dreaming about getting into your first place, upgrading for more space, or downsizing for a simpler lifestyle, now is a smart time to start planning. And the first step is easy. Get pre-approved. With American Financing, you can get it done in 24 hours or less, so you'll know exactly what you can afford before you start shopping. Rates have been dropping, home prices are steady, and more homes are hitting the market. You could score the right home at the right price and lock in a monthly payment that fits your budget without stretching yourself thin. And unlike renting, every payment you make goes toward your future, not your landlord's. And here's a misconception we love to bust. You do not need 20% down. Many buyers purchase with as little as 3% down. So if homeownership is on your 2026 goals list, let's make it happen. Call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
When your check engine light comes on, do you see a repair bill or do you see peace of mind? For 20 years, CarShield's been the name America trusts to help keep you on the road. While other companies stop covering you when your car gets older, CarShield offers protection plans up to 200,000 miles. With over $1 billion in claims paid, we don't just promise protection, we deliver it. Don't let a breakdown break your budget. Get the flexible month-to-month coverage you deserve. Go to carshield.com. That's carshield.com today.
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth. I just made one of the best decisions of my life. I got rid of my glasses. I went to Cutarelli Vision and had refractive lens exchange, RLE. I wore glasses for distance vision, but I got to that inevitable point in life where I was always needing those reading glasses just to do about anything, and half the time I couldn't find them. Seeing menus, texting, reading my computer, or studying film, it was a struggle. But now I see the world perfectly, near and far, without any glasses, thanks to Cutarelli Vision RLE, the perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Cutarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. You can trust him to know if it's the right time for you and RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consultation at coloradorle.com. Cutarelli Vision RLE, no readers, glasses, or contacts, or cataracts. coloradorle.com.
Update on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
I saw something last night that, man, for me kind of summarizes the non-Jokic Nuggets experience. That I'm ready for the big fella.
Zach, you know I told you off air. I'm going to tell you on air now. That's the first game last night. 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock.
It was a late one.
It was a late one.
Or later.
That was the first time that I looked at the game and said, okay, Jokic, it's time for you to come back. It's time for you to come back because I believe with every fiber, every bone in my body, that the Nuggets win that game if you have Jokic in the fourth quarter.
Of course they do.
You know?
Of course they do. 1,000%. 1,000%. I was kind of over it after the 23-point loss to the Hornets.
Yeah, you said that earlier.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, this has been way more fun than I thought. Way more fun than I thought. And they deserve credit. The non-Jokic Nuggets deserve credit. But it has kind of run its course here. Because, we were like, okay, well, what can we learn? What can we learn about this guy and this guy and this guy? I'm like, okay, we learned it.
More depth. Like, hey, here we go.
I'm ready for the big fella. It sounds like, let me just say this from a health standpoint. It sounds like Jonas Valanciunas is ready to return tomorrow night. Okay, so that's great news. Hey, they might have won that game if they had Jonas Valanciunas last night.
Because of what?
Because that's what we're like. You're missing Jokic, but you're also missing the best backup center you've had in the Jokic era. And man, I'm watching that game. It felt like, particularly in the second half of the game, if the Nuggets got a rebound, it felt like they should have been awarded a point on the scoreboard.
You know what, Zach? You're not lying. Like, the Nuggets made it hard coming down with rebounds. And I know it's hard.
They were dominating.
Like, I'm 5'8". I can't get a rebound to save my life right now.
Yep.
But those guys out there, they're trying too. It's not like they're not trying. They're just not good rebounders, or that's not what they're usually used to doing. That's Jokic and JV's job, right? Like, that's what they do best. Come down with the ball, get it into to Jamal's hands, and then here we go. Let's get down the court.
Yeah, it was really frustrating to watch, and the fact that, like, the way it fell. Because, guys, if you watch the first half of that game, that was about as entertaining of a first half of basketball as you're going to find. I mean, Jamal Murray going head-to-head with Luka Doncic. It was cinema. It was cinema. And Jamal went nuts.
He did.
It was so fun to watch. And then the second half game. And, the sequence to end the first half was insane. That culminated with Jamal Murray, a half-court heave. He was in the backcourt and nailed it. And it was fun. It was a fun flurry even up until that heave.
I'm sitting there saying, what can the Nuggets not do? I mean, come on. The shots are falling. They're getting the rebounds. They're running the court. Like, it's getting ready to be a fun, exciting second half. And yet, what happened?
No, so consider this. In the first quarter, again, we talked about this yesterday in the preview of the game, how bad these defenses have been.
Yeah.
Both giving up around 117 points a game. The Nuggets scored 37 points in the first quarter, okay? 37 points in the first quarter. That means after the first quarter, they were on pace to score 148 points. They scored 34 points in the second quarter. That means at halftime, they were on pace to score 142 points. Dude, they scored 17 points in the third quarter and 19 points in the fourth quarter. The offense became non-existent. And here's what happened. J.J. Redick made an adjustment on the fly.
Which he has done before.
He has. He definitely has. And, he made a couple adjustments on the fly last night. One, he benched DeAndre Ayton from his starting role, who is maybe my least favorite NBA player this side of Joel Embiid. Just, you talk about someone who lacks a competitive spirit. That dude won the genetic lottery and has rode it to the bank. I would hate it if he was my teammate.
You're saying it doesn't look like he loves basketball.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. I hate watching him play. He's my least favorite player in the NBA to watch play. So JJ benched his ass, started Jackson Hayes, who's probably a better fit to play with Luka anyway. Who, by the way, I don't think is very good. I don't think that Lakers team is very good at all. I don't think they're going anywhere.
You keep saying like more of like a fraud type of team.
They're going to get blasted in the NBA playoffs, okay? Anyway, but what JJ did is what I thought these NBA coaches would do 3 weeks ago. If you remember, after the Jokic injury, we were previewing what to expect and all this stuff, and I said, Phil, I am expecting these coaches to launch defenders at Jamal Murray and swarm him and make someone else beat you without your offensive engine. There's one other guy that can perform consistently at a high level. Now, we didn't know the Peyton Watson production were coming.
I think that's kind of what happened was Peyton Watson came out of nowhere, and now teams are like, okay, this man's shooting at a high level. If we just let him sit here and shoot, he's going to hurt us himself.
Yeah, well, what we saw last night is what I was expecting to see more routinely post-Jokic injury. JJ was just like, dude, we are throwing defenders. You're getting double teamed. And then they were trying to do these guard-to-guard screens to create some space, and they were like, dude, we don't care about the other guy. We're only on Jamal. Now, what that should lead to, and it did oftentimes last night, is when you double someone like they were doubling Jamal, on the back side of the play, you're on a power play. You're playing 4-on-3 if you can get it out of your hands the right way and go downhill or create open opportunities on the perimeter. They just missed so many shots, man. They missed so many shots. What was Tim Hardaway? 0 of 8 from 3, 2 of 12 from the field.
See, and if Tim Hardaway makes 3 of those shots, 2 of those shots, I mean, you're sitting here looking at maybe the Nuggets do win because of those shots being made, if that's the way you want to go. I mean, point blank, period. It's time for Jokic to come back. We need the big guy because it looked like that team ran out of gas. Now, Of course they're going to run out of gas. They're lacking the depth. They're lacking their starters. Christian Brown, okay, Cam Johnson, of course Jokic. They're
JV.
JV. They're lacking these guys that you pay big time money for, and we all believe we can get to a championship. Why? Because of those guys. So it's been a great story. It's been a great ride. But it's time for everybody to come back so that we can see what this team looks like fully healthy and ready to go in these playoffs.
Yeah, I'm over it. It's been fun, but I am over it. And then I got to give him a shout out because he was so good, especially in that first half. This Spencer Jones, man, this guy has been really fun.
Mr. Jones,
he has been. He has been really fun. Just so many missed shots. So many missed threes, so many missed bunnies. That's Jalen Pickett. That's Bruce Brown.
Mm-hmm.
And, at a certain point in time, we may need to have a conversation about Bruce Brown. It's not just about last night. He has not been very good.
I think when we have that conversation with him, we need everybody to be back. And then let's see what he really looks like with less minutes. You know how it goes. I mean, Brucey B, he's getting older. We know he's a role player. And you said it best, and you said it multiple times, like he doesn't look the same. He is not going to be the same because he's a little bit older and he's not as athletic. But I think that we should at least let everybody get back, get healthy before, we dissect Brucey B, because I thought Brucey B was coming in to kind of do predominantly defensive work. And every now and then you say, hey, he can generate some offense if you need him to, but he's coming off the bench. We're telling this man at times, hey, you're going to start or you're going to play a lot of minutes. And that's not the type of guy that he is, not the type of player he is at his age.
No. And I just look at the rebounding once again. I mean, your leading rebounder had 6 rebounds, and it came from the smallest and least gifted guy on the floor, Jalen Pickett. So the rebounding total here, I mean, goodness, it was 51-31. I mean, but here's the thing. It was 51-31. You're minus 20 in the rebounds. You're almost never going to win that game, and you're missing Jokic, Cam Johnson, JV, and Christian Brown in a game you lost by 8 points.
I know.
So with Luka going crazy, playing great.
You said shout out Spencer Jones. Spencer Jones, you deserve to be on that roster full time. They got to get him off that 2-way contract, Z.
All right. What about the Broncos offense will change the most with Jarrett Stidham getting the start? We'll dive into it next.
The Broncos may be without Bo Nix, but counting them out would be a mistake.
I'm not scared of the Patriots. I'm not scared of Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels coming into Denver. When's the last time they came into Denver and won a big game? So, whatever. Let's go. Buckle up.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Door Service. Most repairs are simple, but if left untreated, they can turn into costly repairs. Your garage door works hard every day, and a little maintenance goes a long way. We fix garage doors fast with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Over 90,000 five-star reviews don't happen by accident. They happen by putting people first. Fixing your garage doors is what we do. From repairs to upgrades, call Don's Garage Door Service today.
Men, it's the new year, and for many of us, it's a time of deciding to make positive changes in our lives. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're suffering with erectile dysfunction and are tired of the frustration and embarrassment ED causes, you should call the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today. because there probably isn't a better resolution you can make than to be done with ED. You see, ED doesn't just affect you, it can also affect your partner, even if they don't talk about it. But here's some great news. If you're like most guys, the treatments at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic will give you back your sex life, because our protocols have success rates that work in well over 90% of cases. Seriously, you might even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So, make an appointment and get ED out of your life. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
The Stock Show is a staple of Denver. For 66 years, so is Siltahar Motors, Colorado's most trusted dealership. You don't last 66 years by cutting corners. You do it by keeping your word, by treating customers like neighbors, by earning trust, not just asking for it. That's the Siltahar way. Always has been. This Stock Show season gets 0% financing and leases under $300 a month on the best trucks and SUVs in Denver. Call, click STHmotors.com, or come by Highway 36 in Wadsworth. Either way, you get everything you want out of a dealership at Siltahar Motors.
Hey Broncos country, it's Terrell Davis here. It's a new year. It's time to work on a new you.
At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. We have the nation's lowest prices on the best equipment money can buy. We carry true treadmills. They are the smoothest, quietest, and best warranted treadmills ever built for the home. Work out on your schedule on the equipment you choose, from the safety and comfort of your own home. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
Payton Manning here. Throughout my football career, staying healthy was a big priority, but bumps, bruises, and injuries were part of the game. And for me, it's not just the clinical excellence and expertise that sets a medical team apart. It's also the compassion, kindness, and empathy they show. At Common Spirit Health, healing is quality care and human kindness. And my friends at Common Spirit are teaming up with their partners to spread human kindness and create healthy communities. Common Spirit Health. Hello, human kindness.
You know what people tell us all the time at Soda Weight Loss? I look and feel 10 years younger.
I feel fantastic, and I feel like I'm back to where I felt kind of in the old days. Lost a lot of that belly fat.
I mean, people tell me you look great and you look like a new person.
I am down 50 pounds in 11 weeks, and this program works. The pounds melt off. It's amazing.
Right now, when you join Soda Weight Loss, your partner joins for free. Call 866-800-SODA or visit sodaweightloss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry is Colorado's largest watch repair center. Hi, I'm Scott Matthew. We service all major brands. Factory authorized for Tag Heuer, Cartier, Omega, Breitling, Panerai, and IWC. We service Rolex and many more. Our on-site watchmakers are Wolfstep, SADA, and CW21 Swiss certified. With up-to-date factory training, our watchmakers can handle any of your watch repair needs. Matthews, we have time for you.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry in the Highlands Ranch Town Center and online at MatthewsFineWatches.com.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD2, CSU women's basketball faces Grand Canyon with pregame starting at 6.
104.3 The Fan. We are Denver Sports.
Leading off with the big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
1 hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute. Hanging out with you here on a Wednesday, January 21st. Happy Hump Day for those who celebrate. Getting closer and closer to the weekend.
The closer I get to you, the more you make me smile. Luther Vandross.
Oh, I was just going to ask, who is that?
Luther.
Legend. Jarrett Stidham can become a legend.
Yes, he can.
I mean, truly. You think about, like, the rare niche footprint in history. If Jarrett Stidham takes over in the AFC Championship game and leads the Denver Broncos to a Super Bowl, it will be 2 weeks of Stiddy-mania.
Stiddy-mania.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
You might have to buy a shirt, right? It seems like everybody else is buying shirts for quarterbacks.
You know?
Stiddy mania.
I'm telling you, the interest around from a human interest standpoint, because Jarrett Stidham is rather anonymous. Unless you're like a hardcore,
He went to Auburn, right?
Yeah, Auburn. He went to another school before that. Anybody remember? Where did Jarrett Stidham start his college career?
Oh, trivia.
Was it? He went to Baylor and Auburn. I forgot what order.
Baylor first, Auburn second. But like, unless you're a crazy Auburn fan, Baylor fan, or a Bronco fan, like, you don't know much about Jarrett Stidham. Maybe Patriots, they drafted him in the 4th round,
yeah,
right?
And they really liked him. That was like supposedly like that was the news. Is like, hey, they loved what they saw in Jarrett Stidham, and Sparky. That's what we call him right here, Sparky. He backed up Tom Brady.
He did.
He was in the building in the room with Tom Brady.
Backed up Cam Newton.
Cam Newton
as well. So yeah, he's been around, but he hasn't really been around, kind of deal. By the way, real quick, program note, man, this Friday at the Sportsbook Bar and Grill in Parker, join us for a special AFC Championship edition of Bud Light Football Friday. We're going to broadcast our show there 2 to 6 p.m. as we get you ready for Broncos Patriots. Check this out. Bud Light is going to give away at the end of our show a pair of tickets to the AFC Championship game.
Come on.
And a Peyton Manning signed football. So you have to be 21 to enter the contest. You don't have to be 21 to be at the Sportsbook Bar and Grill. We like this place anyway. We just went there on our own time on Monday night to watch the Natty as a group. Bud Light, official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. So if you're like, man, I wish me and my wife could go, or I wish I could take my son. I wish me and my brother could go to the game, but the tickets are way too expensive. Someone's going to win those tickets on Friday during our show. So we would love to see you at the Sportsbook Bar and Grill in Parker for a special edition of this show.
And then you get the sheriff's autograph football.
Come on, dude. That's a Friday. That's going to make someone's weekend. That's going to make someone's year of going to the AFC Championship games and having that memento of a signed football from the sheriff. Pretty cool, man. All right, so the Stidham conversation.
Yeah.
What will be the biggest change, do you think, within the offense when it's Jarrett Stidham and not Bo Nix?
You know what, Zach? I sat there at the table and I thought long and hard on this. I said, what's going to change? What is Sean Payton going to do so drastically that we're going to just see it and say, yeah, he changed that? The answer is nothing. Sean is not changing the way he approaches this game. He is not changing the playbook up. There's a reason why Jarrett Stidham was high on their list to try to get him back here. And there's a reason why when all of us sat there and doubted it and questioned, why would you pay Jarrett Stidham $10 million, Sean? Because Sean really liked what Jarrett Stidham looked like in his system. Sean likes what Jarrett Stidham brings to the table. And the accuracy, the confidence, staying in the pocket, strong arm, hitting the middle of the field, the time, the rhythm, the process. And we talk about when he was evaluating Bo Nix and wanted Bo to do that, and Bo does that. But also, Bo is just a unique guy. He has to do it his way when he's ready to do it. He's more sporadic with it. Now, when you talk about Jarrett Stidham, he is going to stay on time. He's going to be more of a traditional quarterback, Z, more of that traditional 5-step drop. I'm going to get the ball out of my hands, utilize Evan Ingram. All right, I'm telling you right now, Evan Ingram's going to get some catches this game. I'm just putting it out there. Utilize Evan Ingram, utilize the running backs on dump downs, and then take shots downfield because he does have a strong arm. Give Cortland that opportunity to have a 50-50 ball. The reason for that is he's been in the system. Jarrett Stidham, has been in the system for 3 years. It usually takes 3 years, for a quarterback or anybody to really just understand what the system is telling you to do and what it wants for you to do. Jarrett Stidham has been there. He has been the guy sitting there with the clipboard, being that teacher, being Bo Nix's eyes. So now when he's going to get in the game, he's going to look at it. He's going to process things a little bit quicker than even Bo because he's been around the league a little bit longer. And there's not going to be as much of a drop off as people think when it comes to just thinking in dumping down the field, but also taking shots. Sean Payton has full confidence in this man, and we should too, just because of what I just laid out right there.
Well, I do agree with you on a lot of what you just said.
All right.
Okay, I think there's going to be less improvising, but there will still be some. You want to know a fun fact about Jarrett Stidham?
What's going on?
And I haven't heard this yet.
Only here on the drive, right?
Some say. Jarrett Stidham was the number 1 ranked dual threat quarterback coming out of high school.
You're lying.
Nope.
The number 1 ranked dual threat?
Number 1 ranked dual threat quarterback coming out of high school. And then Bo came along and was also the number 1 ranked dual threat quarterback coming out of high school. Now, Bo is a better athlete.
Hands down.
But Bo is a better athlete. But I don't want to make it sound like Jarrett Stidham because he hasn't had the opportunity to really showcase his physicality.
So Auburn likes their dual threat quarterbacks.
They did, and they both went to Auburn. You know, or Bo went to Auburn initially, and Stidham went to Auburn by way of Baylor.
Yeah.
You know, so but it's just interesting. So, like, maybe we do. In general, I agree. I think Bo is more comfortable improvising. Bo is more comfortable throwing on the run.
Yes.
Right? They decide he throws more on the run than anyone in professional football. I think stylistically, this will, and don't look too deep into the comparison, but stylistically, I think this will look closer to Drew Brees. Where snap the ball, I'm in the pocket, surveying the field, and it's less running around.
Get the ball out of my hands. If I have to run, I can utilize my legs, pick up 5-6 yards, move the chains that way. But I'm looking to pass the ball. I'm looking to get the ball out of my hands into my playmaker's hands. I'm with you on that. But I did not know he was a dual threat quarterback.
I don't think most people did. I think a lot of people just learned that for the first time. Right here on the drive,
Oh,
Phil.
on the drive.
Right here on the
Let's
drive. So, yeah, I mean, I'm fascinated with this.
Yeah.
You know, in a morbid kind of way, right? Obviously, we'd want Bo out there, but this is a rare sequence in NFL history. Very, 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 very rare. Bo Nix just posted on social media right now for the first time, like here in the last maybe 3 or 4 minutes.
Okay, people out there were getting concerned with him. Right there, hey, we didn't see a new post. There was an old post that I almost fell for.
Yes.
Where there was a picture of Bo Nix with an injury, and I'm like, okay, like that's him posting about his injury. Well, that was fake news. And
that was a different ankle surgery.
Okay, that was a different ankle.
Which, by the way, I haven't asked you this real quick. Actually, you know what? Remind me, because I want to circle back and ask. Let me pay off Bo Nix.
For sure.
So Bo Nix just posted on social media here within the last 10, 12 minutes. He said, the last few days have been hard to put into words. What started as one of the most exciting games I've ever been a part of ended with some of the most devastating football news I've ever received. This is not how I imagined my season would come to an end, but our season has been defined by overcoming adversity and responding to it. I can't express how much this team and organization mean to me and how much I believe in them. I couldn't be more proud of our guys. I couldn't be more confident in Jarrett, and I couldn't be more excited for what's next. Bo Nix goes on to say, thank you all for the kind words, love, and support over the last few days. Thankful for my trainers, Bo, Vince, and Dr. Waldrop for taking great care of me. God never says oops, and he is always good. He finishes by saying he has big plans for this team. We're not finished. As a matter of fact, we're just getting started. We're going to keep climbing higher, end quote.
We've only just begun.
I've kind of been saying that. I've had this sentence that I've repeated a handful of times that it feels like and now this was before Bo's injury. It feels like anything is possible this year, yet simultaneously it feels like the Broncos are just getting started.
They're still in, cap hell, if you want to call it that. Bo Nix is in year 2. Sean Payton is the guy for the job. You got the ownership group. That's phenomenal. Going to do whatever it takes to make sure their players, their staff members are taken care of. Or you got Broncos country that's excited as hell. And it's like, hey, like this has just brought new life into us. Like it's going to be a great journey for a very long time. It's just a bump in the road for Bo Nix, which it happens. It happens to all the great ones. Peyton Manning went through an injury before that he didn't know if he was going to be able to play again. Now, I know it's different. I don't want to be that dramatic. Tom Brady's another one, blew his knee out. You got Patrick Mahomes dealing with his adversity right now. So it happens. You're playing football. All right, it doesn't matter if you're a quarterback or you're a running back and an offensive lineman. You are not built to play this game. Your body is just not built to do this. But you do it anyway because you love the game, and you know that any given cut could be your last one for that year.
Yeah, and that's what obviously happened to Bo Nix on a Saturday evening. Here was Alex Smith earlier in the week when asked, hey, can Sean Payton go win the Super Bowl with a backup?
Alex, can the Broncos go to the Super Bowl with Jarrett Stidham as their quarterback?
Greeny, they absolutely can, right? Like, if you think Sean Payton or the Denver Broncos are going to blink in this situation, you are crazy, right? This is a coach. Did you almost see in his press conference? I mean, heartbroken for Bo Nix. There was almost a little smirk on Sean Payton's face.
I've seen it.
He literally said it. Watch out.
That's
You're going to
Payton.
find out. And listen, that is him.
That is him.
This isn't his first rodeo with the backup quarterback. He has a history of success with backup quarterbacks. I got a list of them. Just to name a couple, Jameis Winston went 5-2 with Sean Payton. Teddy Bridgewater went 5-1. And again, you think if the game plan is not going to change, right? That game we saw yesterday, they're throwing haymakers at each other. You better believe whoever they play next week, it's going to be the same form.
And so that was right before they kick off the game of Houston and New England. Yeah. But someone like Alex Smith, former quarterback, saying, like, are you kidding me? They absolutely can go and win the Super Bowl. And they were commenting the same way on how Sean Payton sort of called his shot about Jarrett Stidham, saying just watch. And
watch out.
If they go and win the Super Bowl, or if they even get to the Super Bowl and win this game on Sunday, that watch out call for Sean Payton will be played for 2 straight weeks leading up to the Super Bowl, and it could become stuff of legend.
It just comes down to this, right? Like, as human beings and as like a coach or a player, at some point you have to look the devil in the eye and say, hey, you're not getting the best of me. And that's exactly what Sean Payton is doing. He's looking the devil in the eye and say, hey, you could take away something that's big to us, but hey, I still have a plan. This team is still intact. We still have playmakers. And I will be damned if I have my team or me flinch when there's a sign of adversity. This is the time where we all step up. We help Bo out and let him know that he is loved and that he is a big reason why we're here. But now it's time to go in there and handle business for ourselves as well, because we all matter.
Yeah. Here was Mike Vrabel, coach of the Patriots, on Jarrett Stidham.
Ironic, just speaking with his agent, they're like, well, if you don't want your starter to get hurt, sign Jarrett, because that was before, yesterday or 2 days ago. Just going back to when Josh had him and playing against that, I think he sees things really well. I think he's athletic enough to extend, like we talk about a lot of quarterbacks. The accuracy, I think the decision-making, is really decisive in the games that we went back and watched. And this is even going back to when I was in Tennessee as well.
So now, initially, the start of that response, it's really strange. It's really strange. I'll play it again just so see if you can catch it here.
Ironic, just speaking with his agent, they're like, well, if you don't want your starter to get hurt, sign Jarrett.
So he goes on to be complimentary of Jarrett, and hey, he's a better athlete than you think.
Yes.
Which, going back to what I brought up a handful of minutes ago, coming out of high school, Jarrett Stidham was the number 1 ranked dual threat quarterback. That it sounds like New England wanted Stidham back in the fold.
Yeah. And I want to say that there was speculation, or maybe it's out there that they wanted to sign Jarrett Stidham. They had a contract ready for him, and he decided to go back with Denver.
Yeah, and extend here in Denver.
Yes.
So, and apparently during the course of those conversations, because Stidham hasn't got a lot of chance to play, and I think that the agent was having fun. He's like, my guy's kind of like, this is the way that I interpret it, is, hey, my guy doesn't get to play a lot. It's like a good luck charm. So if you don't want your quarterback to get hurt, sign Jarrett. That's how I interpret that.
I'm still trying to figure out and find out how I'm going to interpret it as well, because it's like, okay, I'm trying to make sense of it. Like, is it because his agent believes he's a number 1, so if something does happen to your quarterback, he can come up and he can still be that starter? But that still doesn't make sense. So maybe it is that.
Yeah, I think it's like, hey, my guy, he doesn't get to play a lot because he's a good luck charm. So if you want Drake May to stay healthy, sign Jarrett.
Yeah.
But I'll say this about Stidham, man. Has he been some insanely sought after quarterback? No, I think that'd be like a little unfair, like misrepresent. But someone did draft him in the 4th round.
Yeah.
And then when Josh McDaniels got the Raiders job, who did he trade for?
He got Jarrett Stidham.
He wanted Stidham. Soon as Stidham becomes available in free agency, Dante, how many minutes into free agency was the announcement that Jarrett Stidham was coming to Denver.
So it didn't even make it to free agency.
Right, it was a tampering period.
It was 1 hour into the tampering period, and there was already a notification that Jarrett Stidham signed with the Broncos.
Which means if it's 1 hour into the tampering period, like, we know the tampering period is not like...
Guys, they already know where they're going. They've had conversations 2 days in advance.
Exactly.
It's bullcrap.
So an hour into the tampering period, 48 hours ahead of the official start of free agency, it was announced that Stidham was coming to Denver when Sean first got here. So before, is Josh McDaniels pretty smart?
Oh, really, really smart.
Sean Payton pretty smart?
Oh, really, 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 really smart.
Both guys wanted their service.
Yeah.
And then even after Stidham chooses the Broncos and spends a couple years here, the Patriots, when Josh McDaniels is back in New England, want Stidham back in New England.
It's a system quarterback, right? It's a guy that you can rely on. He's very smart. He's going to understand your system. All right, Josh McDaniels helped kind of develop him. That's something I said earlier, I want to say yesterday, where in today's game, a lot of these coaches and in just colleges in general, they do not develop these players, specifically quarterbacks. And so there's not a lot of quarterbacks out there that are good backups that you can plug in there and they can win you a couple games. I'll give you an example. All right, I played with Davis Mills. All right, he was a rookie when I was there. He was not good, but he was a rookie. He was a baby.
Long neck.
Long neck. He had a very long neck. He still does. But they continue to keep him as the backup because, one, he knows the system, and two, you can rely on him. Very smart Stanford kid, right?
Yep.
Very smart. He's going to make the right decisions. And he was able to win a couple games when C.J. Stroud went out when Denver knocked him out of the game. Davis Mills almost won that game for them, but also won a couple more because of being a solid backup quarterback. There's just not enough of them around, and that's why you have people like Jameis Winston that are still in the league. All right, like Teddy Bridgewater that had to come out of retirement. Why? There's not enough backup quarterbacks that you can rely on and trust.
Tyrod
Taylor, he was my teammate. He was the starting quarterback with the Houston Texans. Very good backup.
Yep.
Will win you a couple games. Not a starter, but he's there for a reason. He always has a job because the backup quarterbacking is lacking.
Well,
I just rhymed right there.
You did.
The backing is lacking.
That's a bar. That's a bar.
The quarterbacking is lacking.
Here is Patriots defensive tackle Milton Williams asked, what do you know about Jarrett Stidham?
What do you know about Stidham?
Nothing. Nothing. I ain't gonna lie, nothing. We're gonna watch the tape on him and, figure out what he like to do, but no, they didn't like him over Bo. So
What do you know about him? Nothing.
He's being real.
Nothing. It's like, we'll watch the film, but I know they didn't like him more than Bo. So, who knows if...
Do you think he took a shot at Jarrett Stidham? Because, I'm pretty sure somebody out there, he took the shot. Oh, my God.
I don't interpret it like that.
No?
No, not really. I think that, we're here in Denver. We don't know a lot about Jarrett Stidham. The player...
Yeah, for sure.
We know he goes on vacation with Bo, and we know about his personality, and we know about, we can talk to you about training camp practices, but we can't tell you about him,
as a consistent quarterback starting every single Sunday, Thursday, or Monday night.
He's won one game in his career. One.
Yeah.
So, I don't interpret it as a shot, but Sean could frame it that way.
He should frame it that way.
I bet he will.
He needs to. That's exactly what the Jacksonville Jaguars did to us. The small market team, they took that and ran with it.
Wasn't supposed to be a shot.
No.
I don't think so.
I think it was.
Yeah,
I still think it was.
I did not think so.
Sean's not going to do that again. But, hey, bulletin material right here. You have a quarterback that a lot of people don't know much about. You have the New England Patriots that deep down in their heart, they know that they're winning this game. That's how they feel. They're like, no chance in hell the Denver Broncos can beat us with a backup quarterback that has not played this whole year. And actually, there's not a lot of game footage on him. We're going to have to go back to preseason and watch him play against the 2s and 3s to kind of see what we have and have to go against.
All right, we have an announcement right now that is coming out of Broncos practice, okay? It sounds like, and I can't believe this is real, it sounds like J.K. Dobbins returned to practice today. I have no idea what to do with this.
Sit back, process it.
Well,
J.K. Dobbins back in practice.
Well, and we'll hear from Sean Payton in just a couple seconds here, but now that's certainly no lock that he's going to play.
No.
Far from it.
No, you have to start. It's a 21-day window. in order to get back on the football field, you have to go through practices. This is his time to finally get back at practice. When you're on IR, you cannot be on the practice field. You could be on the other side of the field, the Dulcich Memorial Field, but you cannot be with your team going through drills. So once you open that window, all right, now you can be a part of the team. You can start being implemented in the offense if you're an offensive player. That does not mean you're going to play in the game, but they want to see what you got. Because that means that, hey, you may not play this week, usually. You may not play this week, but we're ready for you to play the next week.
Man, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. I told you this yesterday when we had the conversation. I am not getting my hopes up about J.K. Dobbins. And then within 24 hours of me saying that, he's returned to practice. Now, again, we had a situation in Philadelphia with a high-profile left tackle, Lane Johnson, right?
Yes, yep, Lane Johnson.
And he came back to practice, and I made the assumption that, hey, because I was wondering before I bet the game, are they going to have their left tackle, and are the Niners going to have their left tackle, Trent Williams, who was dealing with a hamstring, I think. And once Lane Johnson came back to practice, I'm like, okay, now this is
Yeah, he was practicing the whole week.
That was the tie that got broken that I was going to bet Philly, and then he didn't play. So it
because you don't know what you're going to look like in practice. This is going to be the first time J.K. Dobbins puts the pads back on, the helmet back on, goes through drills. How does that look? He might go through a team period. Now, you're not being hit in team. Like, this is the end of the year, so you may not even have the pads on anymore. It might just be shells. They call it shells, soft shells. Mm-hmm. Something that you probably need. Z. Just soft shells, just walking around. You're kind of tender and stuff.
Yes, if
somebody hits you.
Like cut a corner short.
Yeah. We don't know what that looks like. He's been out. The man, J.K. Dobbins, has been out for more than 2 months. Now you're telling him to throw him into that fire and go get hit, make these strong cuts. You got to go through practice. And then this is the thing, guys. After the practice, how do you feel? That next day, when you're sleeping and your body is resting, do you swell up? Can you walk that next day after having that high intense practice, because you have to get back in the groove, back in the rhythm? So time will tell. If he goes through the rest of this week and he doesn't swell up and he's feeling good, and my guess is he's popping a couple things, they help him out, he's feeling good, maybe they do play him. But if he gets in there tomorrow and he swells up and he doesn't feel good, well, it's like, okay, like we tried. All right, we're going to keep it slow and we're going to build up until next week, which would be like Super Bowl week, where you get 2 weeks to get ready for the game.
Man, oh man. Wow. We will continue to follow this story as close as we possibly can. But J.K. Dobbins returned to practice today. Goodness gracious. The turns and the twists on this story here.
Are we talking about J.K.? Are we talking about Adrian Peterson? Because the last time somebody did something like that was Adrian Peterson on that ACL, coming back in 6 months. And I want to say he ended up winning
the MVP. He did. That was the last running back to win MVP 2012.
Coming off of an ACL injury after 6 months?
Yeah. Freakazoid.
Come
on. Yeah. Needs to save his money better, but
yeah.
Freakazoid.
Sure.
All right. Mel Kiper came out with his newest mock draft. Where does he have the Broncos picking, and who is the selection? That's next.
His season came to an unfortunate end, but Bo Nix has the future for the Denver Broncos looking incredibly bright.
Let's be honest, we started the year saying, I don't know how the season's going to play out, but the most important thing is, when it's all said and done, can we feel sure that we've got the quarterback of the future? Well, wow. I guess that question's been answered emphatically.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Gold demand is skyrocketing to record highs. As more Americans rush to preserve their savings, will there be enough gold? I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and I believe physical gold is the only way to truly protect your 401k or IRA savings. Gold offers tangible security that can't be tracked, stolen, or inflated. That's why I strongly advocate for gold IRAs. To learn more, text the word SECURE to 989898 now. Birch Gold Group will send you a free info kit on gold IRAs. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust, and their thousands of great reviews prove I'm not alone. So don't wait another second. Protect your retirement savings today and see how easy it is to move your IRA or 401k into physical precious metals. Text SECURE to the number 989898 for your free gold IRA info kit. Again, secure to 989898.
Message and data rates may apply.
I wish I'd gotten treated for my erectile dysfunction sooner. Men, I hear this all the time from our patients. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if ED is a problem in your life, resolve to get it treated today and stop having it affect you and the one you love. ED is simply a medical condition, and it's fully treatable. And at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most guys, your ED will be a thing of the past. In fact, you could be having great sex within a day or two of your first appointment, and you'll likely find you're performing like you haven't in a long time. It's the new year. Resolve to get your ED treated and change your life. Call us at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, a Promenic restorative health practice.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth. I just made one of the best decisions of my life. I got rid of my glasses. I went to Cutarelli Vision and had refractive lens exchange, RLE. I wore glasses for distance vision, but I got to that inevitable point in life where I was always needing those reading glasses just to do about anything, and half the time I couldn't find them. Seeing menus, texting, reading my computer, or studying film, it was a struggle. But now I see the world perfectly, near and far, without any glasses, thanks to Cutarelli Vision RLE, the perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Cutarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. You can trust him to know if it's the right time for you and RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consultation at ColoradoRLE.com. Cutarelli Vision, RLE, no readers, glasses, or contacts, or cataracts. ColoradoRLE.com.
Get a double dose of Division I basketball action on Saturday, January 24th at the University of Denver. Tip off the day at 11 a.m. as the DU women host ORU, followed by the men at 2 p.m. versus North Dakota. It will be a Saturday of nonstop action in Hamilton Gym. Join us for Denver basketball. Get your tickets today online at denverpioneers.com.
At Berg Simpson, we are passionate about what we do. We bring that passion and our expertise to the office and courtroom every single day. We're always working hard and are committed to doing everything we can to give our clients the best opportunity to have a great result.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives. It's not just a slogan, it's who we are.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach By here. For 50-80 Exteriors, Colorado homes face more risk than ever from intense weather, including wildfire exposure. 50-80 Exteriors prioritizes fire-resistant, non-combustible, low-maintenance exterior upgrades with reliable quality installations. Protect your home with James Hardy siding, TimberTech decking, and Pella Impervia fiberglass windows, all designed to stand up to heat, weather, and time. They also offer 60 months no-interest financing. 50-80 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Hey Broncos country, it's Terrell Davis here. It's a new year. It's time to work on a new you.
At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
Peyton Manning here. Throughout my football career, staying healthy was a big priority, but bumps, bruises, and injuries were part of the game. And for me, it's not just the clinical excellence and expertise that sets a medical team apart. It's also the compassion, kindness, and empathy they show. At Common Spirit Health, healing is quality care and human kindness. And my friends at Common Spirit are teaming up with their partners to spread human kindness and create healthy communities. Common Spirit Health. Hello, human kindness.
Brandon Stokely here for Colorado's hometown HVAC team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Is your heating system struggling to perform and need to be traded? It has never been easier to get a quote for a new heating system. Rocks Heating and Air offers a free online heating and cooling quoting system so that you can quickly and accurately get pricing on a new system. Only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX rocks heating and air.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD2, CSU women's basketball faces Grand Canyon with pregame starting at 6.
104.3 The Fan. We are Denver Sports.
Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, the Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
All right, let's come off the top rope with it! All righty. We will hear from Sean Payton here in just a couple minutes. But man, oh man, oh man. It almost feels like a blessing of sort that we're talking about Mel Kiper's mock draft 90 minutes into the show. Phil, I know I've told you, but there was years, man. There was years where we'd be talking about mock drafts for the last literally 2 months.
That long?
Leading up to right now. I mean, this would have been the biggest news piece of the day. Mel Kiper releases mock draft. Like, it would have been a big deal. Now, it will be a big deal, right? Coming here soon.
Yeah, after the Broncos win the Super Bowl, we had the parade, we enjoy ourselves, then we refocus ourselves.
Yeah, most of
ourselves.
Rest of, like the rest of the country is like paying close attention to a lot of this stuff. But not so much here in Denver because there's bigger fish to fry as we're just a couple days out from the AFC title game. But in Mel Kiper's pick, he's got the Broncos picking at 30. Now, that does imply that they'll lose this weekend. He's probably just playing off the odds, right? The Broncos are an underdog this week in a way that they were not. Mess that up. The Patriots are the favorite. Broncos are the underdog. Last week, Broncos were the favorite. So I think he's just playing off that.
Yeah, we'll let that one slide. We'll let Mel Kiper get away with that one.
So he's got the Broncos picking 30th and selecting defensive tackle from Florida, Caleb Banks. I don't expect anyone to know Caleb Banks' game, certainly right now. But what Kiper said was, quote, injuries limited Banks to 3 games this past season, but I enjoyed watching his 2024 tape. He had 4.5 sacks that campaign, getting some good interior push. But his real impact is as a run defender. At 6'6" and 330 pounds, he stuffs ball carriers and makes plays behind the line of scrimmage. This would be a depth addition for Denver. He could learn from Zach Allen and help keep the elite Broncos defense among the league's best units down the road, end quote. What do you make of it?
You know, I understand it, right? We didn't pay John Franklin Myers, so we're going to have somebody come in and fill that position, right? Why not a high rookie, a first-round draft pick that's going to be there for 5 years? You're a first-round draft pick. You got 4 years, 5th-year option. If you're good, they're going to pick up that option. So I understand that. But I think for Sean to say, hey, look, I know we should keep a strength of strength. We drafted a first-round cornerback, so a defensive player last year. I think I'm going to go offense. I think I'm going to go for a guy that I want to be my true joker. I can see a scenario where Sean drafts a tight end, maybe moves up in the draft, right? Because you had the luxury after that 32nd pick, because we're going to be in the Super Bowl. We're going to win it, so, hopefully. But you get that 32nd pick, you try to move up, get that joker you're looking for with the tight end. You may want to keep Evan Ingram because he's a vet still, and you're still paying him. But I think they go that route. But I understand, a defensive player, defense wins championships. Go for him if he's going to be a difference maker.
I have no problem with fortifying the trenches.
You love that.
I love it. I believe in it as much as anything else. I believe in sports.
Yeah.
Is the trenches in football. And so if you look at an organization like Philly, hey, I mean, it's almost feels like every year in first or second round, they're going like a D tackle. So I like this. I don't like the idea that this Caleb Banks individual specifically only played 3 games this last year, and you're going off tape from a couple years ago. But in principle, or philosophy rather, D tackle in the first round, go ahead and give it to me.
1, 2.
All right, so, man, as you know, I pull for the Bills, right?
Yeah.
But for years, this is going back to working with Stokely, I would highlight the historical if not dysfunction, but just lackluster organization.
This is bad, man.
Okay? It's a lackluster organization that pretty much one guy is propping up. Now, I know there's other players, and they've done, hit on some draft picks, and they have a good running back, good left. I got all that. But this organization had the longest playoff drought in American sports. Forget the NFL. Josh Allen shows up, and then 2 years later, you're going to 6 straight postseasons. Okay? That didn't happen by accident. But today in Buffalo reveals why I have said this through the years. Because I'm a fan, yeah, but I'm not a fanatical one. I have my eyes open, okay?
You're reasonable.
Yes, I'm sober when I talk about this. When you have the owner up in a press conference, and they did an hour-long press conference, and they were grilled by the Buffalo media, who I thought did a great job. I watched a lot of it. And, man, that organization looks just dumb today. Because, one, the explanation for firing Sean McDermott wasn't like, hey, this has been years of falling short. It was, I looked around the locker room and I saw the emotion. I just said, it's got to be done. Okay. That's whatever. But when they came out, Keon Coleman has been a bit of a, immature, knucklehead at sometimes, wide receiver, second round, top of the second round. Terry Pegula comes out.
The owner,
Terry Pegula comes out and says, Brandon Beane is being asked about Keon Coleman and the disjointed nature and up and down season of Coleman. And Terry Pegula says, let me handle this one. This guy, Brandon Beane, didn't want Keon Coleman. The coaching staff did. Dude, Keon Coleman's still on the team. It's such a bad look.
It's just unprofessional.
It is, but it reveals what I've known for a very, very, very long time. Just the organizational status where they stand in the hierarchy of NFL football.
And Zach, think about this. You have players, you got the free agency getting ready to happen here in some months. Why the hell, if you're a player, would you want to go into that? When you have a general manager and an owner that obviously they don't do the right things, you can't trust them. You want to go there because there's a damn good quarterback that can help you out. But do you really want to go there? It's already Buffalo, and I don't want to disrespect, but it's cold, right? So that's already something that you have to look at. Then you got your owner, your general manager, and specifically your owner bailing out the general manager that has been tied to the hip to this coach. Now, the coach ends up being the fallout guy. The general manager gets a promotion, and everything's gravy, right?
Dude.
It's bullcrap.
Dude, it's so funny because it took the Bills Mafia about an hour after this press conference finished, where the owner says, this guy that I just gave a promotion, he didn't want Coleman. It's a bad look on its face. But then the retroactive videos come out, and it's Brandon Beane at the combine when Keon Coleman ran a 4.5.
Yeah.
He's like, he goes, I like that he ran a 4.5. That means he's more likely going to be there for us. There's a separate video right around the draft. Hey, outside of a earth-shattering trade, man, we're taking Keon Coleman. I mean, there is 3 different videos that the in-house Bills media have that has been distributed to the community that people don't forget about.
It's a nasty business, Zach.
Dude,
it's a nasty business.
So the owner is saying that this guy didn't want Keon Coleman, and then 3 different videos surface within an hour or two about how much he wanted Keon Coleman. It's just a flat-out lie. It's a microcosm that speaks to the organization of the Buffalo Bills. Dante, you got something real quick?
Yeah, isn't that the same organization you tried to tell me was the best head coaching opening yesterday?
Yeah, and no, but what did I say? Get specific with it. I said it's the best opening right now. It will not age as the best opening. During Josh Allen's prime, that's why I think it's a better job than somewhere like coaching Jackson Dart. We don't really know about Jackson Dart. We don't really know about Cam Ward. So I said, but it's temporary. I literally said that yesterday. I said it's a temporary best job because eventually Josh Allen will stop playing football and the Buffalo Bills organization will remain the Bills organization. So, yeah, just a horrible, horrible look. And that aged even worse after the horrible look with the receipts from the fan base. Crazy. Man.
1, 2, 3.
All right, we're gonna wrap up the 3 count here up against it. Shifting gears here a little bit. We're going to get back to Broncos here in less than 15 minutes. But the Buffaloes of Colorado schedule came out today. We'll take a quick peek at it, and I want to hear your early thoughts about where you think this is going, and we'll do that coming up next.
The Broncos may be without Bo Nix, but counting them out would be a mistake.
I'm not scared of the Patriots. I'm not scared of Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels coming into Denver. When's the last time they came into Denver and won a big game? So, whatever. Let's go. Buckle up.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Are you worrying about those upcoming credit card bills after the holidays? If you're a homeowner, there's no better time than now to call American Financing and wipe out that debt. Eliminate the stress and set yourself up for a strong 2026. The Fed dropped rates for the 4th time in December, guys. American Financing can help you access that equity in your home at an interest rate in the low 5s. You heard that right, in the low 5s. That's a much lower rate than the average 20% or more credit card rate. American Financing is saving their customers an average of $800 a month. Guys, that's like a $10,000 raise to start the new year. There are no upfront fees and no obligation to see how much you can save. And they are closing some in as fast as 10 days and even delaying 2 mortgage payments. Call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans, at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. APR for rates in the 5 start at 6.196% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry is Colorado's largest watch repair center. We service all major brands, factory authorized for TAG Heuer, Cartier, Omega, Breitling, Panerai, IWC, and many more. Matthews, we have time for you.
Online at MatthewsFineWatches.com.
Hey, it's Phillip Lindsay here. During my football career, I've seen every kind of medical tech there is. I finally stopped ignoring my joint pain, and I want to tell you guys about RegenerX. They have a blueprint to recovery that is next level. From stem cells to shockwave therapy, it's non-surgical and there's no downtime. Don't just settle for average results with outdated equipment. Go to a clinic that's leading the way. RegenerX offers free consultations, so you need to give them a call today at 303-630-9770 today, or visit regenerx.co and let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you. Take back control of your life.
Men, the new year is here, and if you're like many of us, you're ready to improve your health. But if you're feeling low energy, not sleeping well, or not seeing results in the gym, keeping that resolution can be tough. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if those symptoms sound familiar, we can likely help. They often point to low testosterone, and treating low T is what we do. But this year, we're also helping men go further with 4 targeted body composition plans featuring growth hormone peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more, designed to boost energy, support metabolism, enhance recovery, and accelerate fat loss. With our low T treatments combined with our body composition programs, most men notice real improvements. More energy, better focus, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and often a renewed sex drive as well. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
A family office is a team built to handle the 3 biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
It's a new year, and Aleve is here to help you keep your New Year's resolutions on track. Whether it's a daily walk, hitting the gym, or spending more time with friends and family, Aleve's got your back. With up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose, Aleve keeps you moving with long-lasting body pain relief so you can chase those dreams and achieve your goals. Don't let body pain slow you down. Keep going with Aleve, because this year is your year. Try Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
Taxes was feeling unwelcome. Now Taxes is an open door, literally. to new TurboTax stores. Meet our experts in person.
Hi, welcome in.
They're powered by smart tech and ready to do your taxes for you. Get real-time updates while you go about your day. Confident your taxes are done right. Now this is taxes. Intuit TurboTax. TurboTax stores opening soon. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Stay up to date on the Broncos and the latest news from around the league with our NFL insider James Palmer, exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Mondays on The Rundown with Richie Carney, Tuesday afternoons on The Drive, and Friday mornings on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, all season long. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, so today was an interesting day because the schedule for the 2026 Colorado Buffaloes dropped.
Buffaloes.
And, man, you talk about pressure. You know, we were talking about Vance a little bit earlier. Man, it feels like for the first time in the Deion Sanders experience, it feels like there's real pressure coming into a season. Do you agree with that?
I agree with that, but also you need a little bit of pressure, right? Everybody needs to be held accountable. We're under pressure all the time. Performance-based business. You have to go out there. You have to perform at a high level. If not, they will replace you. Coaching's the same way, just like playing in the league. If you go out there, you fumble the ball, or you don't do what you're supposed to do and score touchdowns as an offensive player, you will be replaced. And they've always said, the coaches say this all the time. Eric Bieniemy told me this. He said, listen here, because he was recruiting me. By the way, he's going to be the offensive coordinator again for the Chiefs, if you saw that.
Good for him.
Yeah. So he's back in action with his boy Patrick Mahomes. But Eric Bieniemy told me this one day. He said, son, I recruit to replace. So remember that. You're coming to this school because I believe that you can do some good stuff. But the next guy I'm bringing in here, I think he's going to be better than you. So it's your job to keep your job. All right, and I'm bringing in people to help you keep your job and push you to be the best version of yourself. So for someone like Deion Sanders, you need somebody to hold you accountable. So hopefully it's Fernando Lovo.
Yep.
And he's keeping an eye on him saying, hey, look, we have to win. I'm paying you the big bucks, just like Sean's being paid the big bucks to win football games. So Deion needs to be put under a little bit of pressure because of what happened to his team last year.
Well, the schedule goes a little something like this. The first game of the year is going down to Atlanta where the players play. Playing Georgia Tech on the road. All right? And we know what Brent Key has done with that program. It's just totally – Georgia Tech was a joke for the longest time. No more. Georgia Tech, you have to take them seriously. That game's on the road. They beat the Buffs last year. That is no joke. September 12th, week 2, is Weber State. All right, that's basically like an auto dub. Then it's at Northwestern, followed by at Baylor. All right. Then you're home against that Texas Tech team who was coming off a college football playoff.
It's going to be a tough one for real.
Appearance. Then there's the bye week. And then you get to the 6th game of the year. It's hosting Utah under new leadership for the first time in nearly 20 years. That'll come with its own.
Who are the Utah Utes going to be? Like, what is their identity? What do they stand for now? Kyle Whittingham was there for forever, and now there's major change.
Yep, and that is the first school in college sports history to sign with a private equity group.
So they got a little bit of money now.
We'll see what that looks like. Then it's at Oklahoma State, which might be the most winnable Power 5 game to date. What did you say, Oklahoma State, Dante? Go ahead.
No, they can make some noise this year.
You think so?
Yes, they got the coach from North Texas, who I'm sure
he killed it.
Program.
Yep.
And he brought his quarterback that could have pretty much gone anywhere in the country, but he chose Oklahoma State.
Okay, we'll see what it looks like in year 1. They basically turned into the worst Power 5 program like quicker than a hiccup. They were a model of consistency for
Gundy.
2 decades under Mike Gundy. And, man, when the bottom fell out, the bottom fell out. They were about as bad as you can get. Yeah, so we'll see what that looks like under new leadership. And then it's Kansas State at home, all right, at the Sun Devils of ASU in early November, hosting Houston in mid-November, at Cincinnati in later November, and hosting Central Florida at the very end of November. So I know
it's not like, oh my God, it's the hardest schedule in the world like some of these other teams may have. They're winnable games. Now you're going to have to coach your ass off.
Totally.
You're going to have to get the right players in the building. You're going to have to make some plays. The offensive coordinator is going to have to do his job. The defensive coordinator, Robert Livingston, he's going to have to do his job. But if you come out there with the right mindset, with some damn good coaching, you can find yourself winning some of these games this year and maybe being bowl eligible.
Well, I think Indiana just showed us that you don't have to have a $30 million roster to win a national championship. And we know that the lack of NIL resources is a legitimate topic of conversation. That being said, man, you know, you look at Indiana, everyone knows by now that there's no 5 stars, right? They just won a national championship with no 5 stars. I don't think that's ever happened before, a national championship with no 5 stars. But also, Indiana was not inside the top 10 spenders this season, right? And I've heard these conversations, man, it's so cringeworthy. People do this job in our market, and you're talking about the second most popular sport, and I'm listening to these conversations yesterday. Man, this is not such a great story, man. Indiana just bought the roster. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
Well, it just shows you that people do not do their homework, and they just listen to anybody. Because that's exactly the opposite.
No, yeah, they were not inside the top 10 spenders this season. In fact, Indiana had 2 players. This is according to On3, which is a reliable website. Of the top 100 paid players in college football, Indiana had 2 of the top 100 and just went 16-0. This is what happened. Here's who the top 10 spenders are, according to On3. Auburn, Tennessee, and this is counting down from 10 to 1. Auburn, Tennessee, USC, Michigan, Miami, A&M, Oregon, Texas Tech, Ohio State, and then Texas, number 1.
So it's predominantly SEC and Big Ten that have majority of the high-paid rollers that are willing to fork up that money.
But here's the thing. Even if you have the money and you spend the money, it's no guarantee. Texas had a $40 million roster approximately, number 1 in the country. They were not relevant in the college football playoff. Auburn, irrelevant, fired their coach. They're top 10 in spending. Tennessee, they're not going to fire Josh Heupel, but top 10 in spending, irrelevant to the CFP conversation. USC, irrelevant to the CFP conversation. Michigan, irrelevant to the CFP conversation. So just because you have it doesn't guarantee a big picture success, and just because you don't, like Indiana, doesn't guarantee that you're some middling or bottom dweller at all.
It comes down to, are you a great coach? Can you teach? Can you surround yourself with really good coaches that may be better than you in certain aspects? Can you find the right players that truly want to be great? Not all of them are going to be great, but they're going to try their best to be the best version of themselves. That's what it comes down to. And Kirk Cinetti has done a great job, not just with the Indiana Hoosiers, but wherever he has gone and went, he has been successful because he finds the right players that fit his system, that fit the way his standard wants to be set, and they win games.
Yep. All right, so we'll see what this ultimately looks like. As we go further into the offseason, we can talk about expectations, win total, and have those big boy conversations because they need to be had. All right, did we see someone on the Broncos cement himself as a legend, or are we a bit prisoner of the moment? I want to talk about someone coming up next.
His season came to an unfortunate end, but Bo Nix has the future for the Denver Broncos looking incredibly bright.
Let's be honest, we started the year saying, I don't know how the season's going to play out, but the most important thing is when it's all said and done, can we feel sure that we've got the quarterback of the future? Well, wow, I guess that question's been answered emphatically.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Still haven't filed your taxes? Hey, you're not the only one. A lot of good people fall behind. But here's the thing. The longer you wait, the harder the IRS can hit back. Penalties stack up. Interest piles on. The letters get more aggressive. None of it magically disappears. It's why I always tell folks, call my friends at Advanced Tax Solutions. These are not generalists. They don't dabble in tax problems. They live in this world. Resolving IRS issues is all they do. Maybe you're 1 year behind. Maybe you're 10. Maybe you've got unfiled returns, wage garnishments, bank levies, or you're just losing sleep wondering what the IRS is going to do next. Their licensed tax professionals can step in fast, talk to the IRS for you, stop the stress, and start putting a real plan in place. And listen, waiting never makes it better. Every day you delay is another day the IRS gets to tighten the screws. One quick call to Advanced Tax Solutions, that could be the start of a quick resolution. So take control of your tax situation before the IRS does. Reach out to Advanced Tax Solutions today and breathe again.
Hi, I'm Lexi, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company, where we're all about you. Your style, your budget, your dream engagement ring. We'll take total care of you. First, come browse all the beautiful settings in our cases. Take your time and try on as many as you want. You'll know when you put your ring on. Your heart will skip a beat. Now, onto your center stone. We can look at different diamond shapes and sizes until we find the perfect match. Come visit us in store, because a friend wants you to get exactly what you want. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Download to see if you qualify for Albert Instant Advance. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription is required for Instant Advance. Please see the Albert app or albert.com for subscription pricing. Subscriptions can be canceled at any time.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? You can get up to a $1,000 advance fast to pay for car repairs, bills, rent, groceries, whatever you need. Plus, Albert can help you find ways to save and give you a custom budget to actually grow your money.
Albert can get me up to $1,000?
Exactly. But they do more than get you up to $1,000. Albert is your financial assistant, helping you budget, save, and spotting you money in a pinch.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code PLAN to get up to $1,000 for your bills, rent, groceries, and more. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code PLAN to get up to $1,000. Use code PLAN to get up to $1,000.
You'd love new windows, but don't want to pay a fortune for them. I get it. Well, January is a great time of year thanks to Window Nation. Right now, they're more affordable during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 Windows Free sale. Plus, you could get them with 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. And ask how you could get a pair of Icon Pass 2-day sessions. If you're feeling cold drafts, have trouble getting your windows open or closed, or paying a lot for your heat, it's time for new windows. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Visit windownation.com now.
Whatever you're looking for when you head out into the wild, keep an open mind. Sometimes the real treasure is the journey itself. Sure enough, there's treasure out there. Sometimes it's something you didn't expect to find. And more often than not, it's as simple as the memories you make. Make some memories of your own with a new vehicle from Corwin Toyota. Family driven for over 100 years.
You know what it takes to win: the preparation, the game plan, the refusal to quit when things get hard. You bring that same mentality to your business every single day. But even the best teams need fans in the seats. At Denver Sports, we put your business in front of Denver's most passionate, loyal audience, on air, online, and on the big screen. You've got the drive, we've got the reach. Visit us online at DenverSports.com. Let's build your roster.
Questions about youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit organization, develops better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. Info at positivecoach.org.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD2, CSU women's basketball faces Grand Canyon with pregame starting at 6.
104.3 The Fan. We are Denver Sports.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Did we see someone on the Denver Broncos cement himself in legendary status? Or are we maybe just a prisoner of the moment?
Who in the world are you talking about? Legendary status.
Yeah.
Legend.
So, I'm talking about Jaquan McMillan. I'm talking about J-Mac. You know, that moment.
The magic moment.
Near the conclusion, I mean, you know, the play might need a name.
Yeah.
The play might need a
You're
name.
not lying. That saved the Broncos' season.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real.
It did. If Brandon Cooks catches that ball, it's a field goal and the game's over. But that's not what happened. And J-Mac did strip that ball. And I'm curious if it's and you know who I'm thinking of? John Mobley. Super Bowl 32. All right. Final, there's 30 seconds left in the game. It's 4th down. It looks like the Broncos could upset the Packers in one of the biggest upsets in the history of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And as Brett Favre's going to pass that ball, John Mobley bats it down. And it's just like a moment in time. It's just a moment in time. And by the way, John Mobley, cousins with former NBA, I won't say star, but Catino Mobley, the cat. But, Mobley was an All-Pro one time. But he was with the Broncos for a long time, and he had a moment in time that lives forever. Is Jaquan McMillan, did he unlock that sort of status, or is it just like, man, you're in the moment? That was the Super Bowl. This is not, this is to get to the AFC Championship game. Like, what level of status did he unlock with that play on Saturday night?
Oh man, I mean, I'm not gonna say. I think that if we. Because the journey is not over. Let's just say the Denver Broncos get to the Super Bowl and they win it. Then that's when it becomes a legendary moment because it's the cause and effect, right? Because of Jaquan McMillan having that interception, coming down with it, is the reason why the Denver Broncos stayed alive for another opportunity, is the reason why the Denver Broncos get to the Super Bowl. So then that's when it becomes a legendary and not just a big-time moment.
Because of how it ages.
Because of how it ages. So, it's like aging like fine wine. So, only time will tell before it can be a legendary status moments where you're sitting there saying, damn, that man right there saved the Denver Broncos season single-handedly because of that interception that was controversial. All around the league, they didn't know if it was a catch or if it's not a catch. But in the end, it's an interception that moved us to that next round, right? The championship round.
Man, oh man, I just pulled up the RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043 for the first time today, and I'm seeing some people actually suggest names for the play.
Yeah, what would be a name?
Sean in Littleton says the play should be called the Denver Heist. Someone says, how about this one? The Immaculate Interception. I don't hate that one.
No, you
the
like
Immaculate, not because we have the Immaculate Reception. It's the Immaculate Interception.
I like that word when I use it right.
Immaculate? That's a coin flip.
Karate's immaculate.
Yeah, it's such a fun play from a guy who, and I know we talked about this on Monday. I didn't think the guy was going to start. And there he was making, that's the biggest play of the year from anyone.
Yes. I mean, like I said, you're in the playoffs. You were in the playoffs. You don't intercept that ball. Josh Allen's either driving down there to score because he has momentum or they're setting up for the game-winning field goal. You helped stop that. And Jaquan McMillan has been money all year. An undrafted free agent that a lot of people counted out. He struggled last year. Let's not forget that now. He did struggle. But then he went back to the lab, right? You call it the lab when you go to work in the offseason where you just focus on your craft, focus on making sure that you're ready for a battle. And then my guessing is you're sitting there on the couch saying, okay, who are we drafting? A tight end, a running back? No, you're drafting Jahdae Barron. You're drafting that crystal. And so now as a player, now you're like, okay, this is personal now. This is personal. You don't believe I can do it. You're trying to find my replacement. You are not going to pay me. I understand, right? I'm undrafted. Right, that's how Jaquan's, I'm talking like Jaquan, like I know this man like that. I'm talking like him. All right, he's sitting there saying, I'm undrafted. But here's the thing. I have a chance to go out there and show it. VJ is still going to give me that chance. I have to go out there and take it.
Good for the Broncos for authentically evaluating the decision that they had to make.
Now, I wonder who had that final decision. Was it VJ or was it Sean?
That's Sean.
You think it's
That's Sean?
That's Sean. Or is it Sean going to VJ saying, who do you want to start?
Yeah, maybe, and maybe it's that.
Like who are you more comfortable with at the beginning of this year because he's young, Jahdae Barron is young, and we can put him in the scheme. And maybe VJ sitting there saying, hey, I like J-Mac early. I like J-Mac early. It gives Jahdae Barron a chance to truly develop. We can still put him out there in dime or nickel, right? In nickel where he can be out there. It's dime where you can have more guys on the football field. And so I think that's kind of the way it went, is like asking VJ, who do you feel more comfortable with to start the season?
Well, he started it and he's finishing it in a way that very few saw coming. A couple of these suggestions, someone said the one that he saw that's out there that he loved was the Mile High Heist. That's pretty good.
The heist.
The Mile High Heist. Someone else says Pick Million. Okay. The J-Mac Takeback.
Ooh.
The Mile High Tumble. Oh, I like this one. The Pick and Roll.
I like that one.
The Pick and Roll is good.
The Pick and Roll.
That is good. Yeah. The Pick and Roll is fun.
You like that one?
That is fun.
I like that one.
Because he picked it and rolled over his body. Yeah. Okay, you can keep those coming. The J-Mac Takeback is good, too. The J-Mac Takeback is good. McRip is good. Man, that's good.
Like a McDonald's menu food right there.
Right, yeah. Someone else says the Rocky Mountain Robbery. Pretty good. Pretty good. You guys are pretty good. Here is Jaquan McMillan talking about in those big moments, man, he wants to make those plays.
Man, it's been a journey. I had to fight, to get to this point, undrafted. When I say that, man, I just be, in the element. When I was saying it today, it was just like, hey, they try to game me. Like, if you would have caught that, that's a game. Kick the field goal, they win a game. So my motto is like, in the biggest moments, I'm ready for it. Like, I want them guys to throw the ball to me, I'm going to try to make a play. That's what I did.
And here's one more from J-Mac talking about his nature of being undrafted.
The Most High, man. None of this happening without God. Man, just being undrafted, man. You just gotta be scrappy. You gotta fight your way. And they continue to bring guys in each year. But I don't shy away from competition or anything like that. So I just do what I do. I always been this way. Y'all just saying it now on a bigger stage, but I've been doing this my whole life. Yeah, man, I just go out there and do what I've been doing. It's nothing new for me.
Man, I really like that last cut that we just played because, it's like the chip is always on the shoulder.
What I always say, right? When you're drafted, they're going to always find ways to keep you, right? This is why you're in the first round. No matter how bad you do at the beginning, there's going to be that one play because there's so many games that player goes out there and has a good game. And it's like, that's why we drafted you in the first round. But when you're undrafted and you're doing well, they're waiting for that downfall and saying, that's why you weren't drafted.
Right.
That's why you weren't drafted. Look at PTSD. You go for back-to-back 1,000-yard years, and yet they bring somebody else in. They don't care. So for what J-Mac just did there is he solidified himself to make a lot of money. And now the Denver Broncos, Sean, George, Greg Penner, they have a decision to make. Do you let that man walk out the door or do you pay that man his money?
All right. We have a special giveaway. Now, I'll just tell you in advance. If you want to go to the AFC Championship game and bring a guest, there's a path for you for free. Okay, we'll talk to you about what that is. Also, the pressure may be off the Broncos as a team nationally, but there may be even more pressure now when it comes to one guy within the Denver Broncos. We'll talk about that next.
The Broncos may be without Bo Nix, but counting them out would be a mistake.
I'm not scared of the Patriots. I'm not scared of Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels coming into Denver. When's the last time they came into Denver and won a big game? So, whatever. Let's go. Buckle up.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
When your check engine light comes on, do you see a repair bill or do you see peace of mind? For 20 years, CarShield's been the name America trusts to help keep you on the road. While other companies stop covering you when your car gets older, CarShield offers protection plans up to 200,000 miles. With over $1 billion in claims paid, we don't just promise protection, we deliver it. Don't let a breakdown break your budget. Get the flexible month-to-month coverage you deserve. Go to carshield.com. That's carshield.com today.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
When it's cold, the last thing you want is your home's heater to quit on you. At 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning, our team of comfort specialists take the frustration out of the equation. From simple repairs to more complex fixes, we'll get you warm and comfortable quickly. Just call 855-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com. Don't forget, we're
always on time or you don't pay time. Always on time or you don't pay time.
independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
It's a new year, and Aleve is here to help you keep your New Year's resolutions on track. Whether it's a daily walk, hitting the gym, or spending more time with friends and family, Aleve's got your back. With up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose, Aleve keeps you moving with long-lasting body pain relief so you can chase those dreams and achieve your goals. Don't let body pain slow you down. Keep going with Aleve, because this year is your year. Try Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
Taxes was feeling unwelcome. Now Taxes is an open door, literally, to new TurboTax stores. Meet our experts in person.
Hi, welcome in.
They're powered by smart tech and ready to do your taxes for you. Get real-time updates while you go about your day. Confident your taxes are done right. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. TurboTax stores opening soon. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
HelloFresh makes home cooking nutritious, delicious, and exciting. You excited when you get those freezer-burnt, pre-packaged meals in the mail? I know I'm not. Go to HelloFresh.com to explore plans and menus because nothing hits like home cooking.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. And I've learned to grind through injuries and keep moving forward. But now that grind is becoming a breakdown. If you're ignoring joint pain, you're just waiting for a surgery you don't want. At Regenerex, they use your body's own biology, like stem cells, PRP, shockwave therapy, to repair the damage and get you back in the game. They focus on regenerating the joints, not just masking the symptoms. So you need to give my guys over at Regenerex a call today and schedule a free consultation. The number is 303-630-9770 or visit regenerex.co.
New deals, new wheels. AutoNation's New Year, New Wheels event is going on now. Drive any new or used vehicle 0 down and 0 payments for 90 days. Save thousands on Toyotas, Fords, Hondas, Chevys, Mercedes-Benz, and more. 0 down and 0 payments for 90 days. Hurry to your nearest AutoNation store today or AutoNation.com.
On select models with approved credit. Interest accrues from date of purchase on deferred payments. See store for details.
Men, it's the new year, and for many of us, it's a time of deciding to make positive changes in our lives. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're suffering with erectile dysfunction and are tired of the frustration and embarrassment ED causes, you should call the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today, because there probably isn't a better resolution you can make than to be done with ED. You see, ED doesn't just affect you, it can also affect your partner, even if they don't talk about it. But here's some great news. If you're like most guys, the treatments at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic will give you back your sex life, because our protocols have success rates that work in well over 90% of cases. Seriously, you might even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So, make an appointment and get ED out of your life. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth. I just made one of the best decisions of my life. I got rid of my glasses. I went to Cutarelli Vision and had refractive lens exchange, RLE. I wore glasses for distance vision, but I got to that inevitable point in life where I was always needing those reading glasses just to do about anything, and half the time I couldn't find them. Seeing menus, texting, reading my computer, or studying film, it was a struggle. But now I see see the world perfectly near and far without any glasses thanks to Cutarelli Vision RLE, the perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Cutarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. You can trust him to know if it's the right time for you and RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consultation at coloradorle.com. Cutarelli Vision RLE, no readers, glasses, or contacts, or cataracts. coloradorle.com.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry is Colorado's largest watch repair center. We service all major brands, factory authorized for Tag Heuer, Cartier, Omega, Breitling, Panerai, IWC, and many more. Matthews, we have time for you.
Online at MatthewsFineWatches.com.
Tune into Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Wednesdays at 9:15 to hear ESPN NFL analyst Dan Orlovsky break down Bo Nix and the Broncos every week during football season. Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan.
All right, welcome back Tuesday. Welcome back Tuesday. What the heck?
It's Wednesday, baby. It's Wednesday.
Oh, my gosh. Man, so welcome back here on a Wednesday, just about 18, 20 minutes after 4 o'clock. We're closer to Friday than Monday.
Yep.
Closer to Friday means we're closer to Sunday.
We're getting there.
And that is when the biggest game in a decade is going to be played at Mile High. The AFC title game.
It's here. Or it's coming. It's around the corner.
And I'm sure there's some people out there that would love to be at that game that just aren't going to be able to do it one way or the other, okay? And tickets are expensive and all this stuff. So check this out. On Friday, we are going to do this show live from the Sportsbook Bar and Grill in Parker, okay? I think this is a newer one, all right? I want to say. So it's new, Sportsbook Bar and Grill in Parker. And we're going to do a special AFC Championship edition of Bud Light Football Friday. We'll be there from 2 to 6 as we get you ready for Broncos Patriots on Sunday. But check this out. Bud Light is going to give away a pair of tickets to the AFC Championship game and a Peyton Manning signed football. You have to be 21 and present to enter. So you have to be there, okay? You do not have to be 21 or older to be there and just hang out, but you have to be 21 or older to enter that contest, all right? And you have to be there. Bud Light, official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. Wouldn't it be cool if we went down to the Sportsbook Bar and Grill in Parker and saw a ton of our listeners and see a lucky listener win these tickets and get to bring whoever they want to the game?
Z, I'm expecting that place to be packed out. I'm expecting everybody to be lined up to try to get these tickets. And if you don't get the tickets, you get an autographed Peyton Manning football? Are you kidding me? Maybe I'll take that.
Well, that would be nice. That would be nice. From what I understand, the person that wins the tickets is going to get the Peyton Manning football.
Come on. So you're going to get your cake and eat it too.
Correct. So it's going to be basically the prize of a lifetime. All right. This is a moment in time here. So if you're looking for an avenue, and then if you don't win, you hang out and you listen to the show and hang out with other Bronco fans. And Sportsbook Bar and Grill, we just went there voluntarily on our own time Monday night to watch the national championship. It's a great sports bar. All right, that's what's going down on Friday. The pressure question. I think in general, outside of the natural pressure you're going to feel during a championship game, but from a narrative standpoint, coast to coast, I don't think there's a lot of pressure on the Denver Broncos. I don't think the Broncos are going to get killed for not winning a game when they don't have their starting quarterback. I think there's actually only upside. You could be legendary if you do win the game with Jarrett Stidham. But I do think there might be a tick up in pressure more when it comes to one guy, and that's Vance Joseph. The Broncos defense is at the nucleus of reasons why the Broncos are in this position. Now, it doesn't mean that the offense, I'm just saying, and I know, the backbone of this football team is the defense.
Yeah.
You're playing at home. I think that not much has changed on VJ's side of the ball.
You still got to go out there and perform, right? This is a performance-based business. The backbone of this team is the defensive unit. The defense is going to have to get the stops, the turnovers, all right, the 3-and-outs, whatever the case may be. They have to do their part to make sure Jarrett Stidham has that opportunity and more. The turnovers are going to help. The reason why we were able to win the game against Buffalo in overtime, I can't believe it took us overtime to win that game. I feel I sound like a spoiled fan, but it's like you had 5 turnovers and you go into overtime with Buffalo. Make that make sense. But we end up winning that game. That's going to have to be the same thing. Now, I'm not looking for 5 turnovers, but can we get 2? A forced fumble, an interception that flips the field. Now he has Jarrett Stidham, that is, has a short field to work with where you can score a touchdown, set up for an easier field goal for Will Lutz. That's what you're looking for. So, yes, there is pressure on this defense. There's pressure on VJ because if he goes out there and he does his job and they win, it may solidify himself as a head coach for maybe the Arizona Cardinals because you just won the game and got to the Super Bowl without your starting quarterback. And yet the defense is probably going to be, it will be the biggest reason and the reason why you do win that game. So, yes, there's a bunch of pressure. And let's be real. Somebody out there might be saying, hey, for VJ, people are looking for you to fail. Every time I look on that social media and the defense is not doing well, everybody wants to fire VJ. Everybody wants to fire VJ. Everybody wants that fall guy. I get tired of seeing it, man, but it's the truth. Like, it's life, and life is not fair. So for VJ, go out there, handle business, and be the reason why the Denver Broncos go to the Super Bowl.
Well, you talked about the takeaways. Here's Sean Payton from just a few moments ago on using takeaways to get on a roll early.
You guys, we've watched it, and they had bad weather in this past game. And so as I'm watching the Houston offense, and look, both defenses are playing well and turning the ball over, and then I watch the series end with a turnover, and then I click the clicker, and it's still 13-7, or and so the weather I think had a lot to do with some of the turnovers, but I think that as we started the postseason and we said, hey, this has to be a point of emphasis, and to be +4 after the first week is a good thing. I think, in all honesty, fortunately, we were. It was one of those games where, that single-handedly was the difference.
Single-handedly was the difference. And he's right. If the Bills somehow won that game on Saturday, they would have been the second team in the history of the NFL playoffs to go on the road and win a game with a turnover margin -4. It only happened one other time ever.
That's crazy.
Ever. And it was close. It was close. So, but Sean Payton's well aware of the difference that the turnovers made. It's the ultimate neutralizer. So we'll see if they can keep it rolling, man. It started week 18 against the Chargers, and then it continued into the first round. This is what the Super Bowl 50 defense did.
Offensively, play turnover-free football. Be smart with it. Take the points when they're there. Defensively, get the turnovers. Okay, sack fumbles, interceptions, just sacks in general, so that it forces the Patriots to go 3-and-out and punt the ball, give you good field position. You have to do that, and you have the advantage because it's here home. Broncos country is going to be rowdy as heck. It's going to be even louder than last week, Zach. And you said, Z, that it was one of the loudest places you've been in a while.
It was nuts.
It has to be louder than that.
And I can just tell you this, and I don't know why this is the case, but like when I went back and watched the TV copy of it, it did not translate.
Yeah.
It did not translate just how loud it was in there. So I don't know if they had maybe it was so loud they turned the natural microphone sound down so you could hear Romo and Nance more.
You would think Romo saying, hey, man, we're having to yell.
Right.
We're literally having to yell, and by the end of the game, we're hoarse.
Right.
Because of how loud it is here.
Yeah. All right. What kind of threat level does Drake May bring to Mile High this Sunday, and what is Sean Payton saying about it? That's next.
His season came to an unfortunate end, but Bo Nix has the future for the Denver Broncos looking incredibly bright.
Let's be honest, we started the year saying, I don't know how the season's going to play out, but the most important thing is when it's all said and done, can we feel sure that we've got the quarterback of the future? Well, wow, I guess that question's been answered emphatically.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Everybody loves the season of giving, but now the season of paying for it is upon us. That not-so-wonderful time of the year when millions of Americans open their credit card statements, stare in horror at the balance, and resolve then and there to find new ways to save money. If you're among those Americans, why not start by cutting your wireless bill in half right now with Pure Talk's Saver Plan? It's easy. You'll get unlimited talk, text, and 3 gigs of high-speed data on a super-fast, nationwide 5G network for just $20 a month. Just dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and you'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Ho, ho, ho! And if you're active or former military or a first responder, you'll save an additional 20% every single month. That's pound 250. Say Mike Rowe for the gift that keeps on saving from America's wireless company, Pure Talk.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well, I'll take this one.
What? Are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there.
It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
Payton Manning here. Throughout my football career, staying healthy was a big priority, but bumps, bruises, and injuries were part of the game. And for me, it's not just the clinical excellence and expertise that sets a medical team apart. It's also the compassion, kindness, and empathy they show. At Common Spirit Health, healing is quality care and human kindness. And my friends at Common Spirit are teaming up with their partners to spread human kindness and create healthy communities. Common Spirit Health. Hello, human kindness.
Dan Jacobs with 303 Law 4040. Hey, I got a real cool story I wanted to share with you. Many years ago, my lovely wife Kimberly wrote down a prayer that said, God, make me a lighthouse so I can be a light to others when they're in a dark place. She filed that card away both in her heart and her prayer box. And then about 3 years ago, I asked my wife to leave her job in corporate America and come help me open up 303 Law 4040. And she absolutely loves it. She really feels like helping other people when they are hurting and don't know what to do is her calling. So here's the really cool part. A few weeks ago, a client came in to pick up a check and said to Kim, I really want to thank you. You were a lighthouse to me when I was in a dark place. It gave me chills when Kim told me that. If you've been hurt in an accident, it really is our honor to help you in your time of need. Call us anytime at 303 Law 4040, where you always get to speak directly with me or my lovely wife, Kimberly. That's 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040.
Looking to upgrade your kitchen, laundry room, or outdoor cooking area? Look no further than Mountain High Appliance. Family owned and operated for the past 31 years. I'm Brad Barnett, president of Mountain High Appliance. We have hundreds of appliances hooked up live for a true try-before-you-buy experience, plus professional delivery and installation. Our price match guarantee ensures you receive the best deal, and special financing options make your purchase affordable. When it's time for new appliances, think Mountain High Appliance.
Mountain High Appliance, your favorite appliance store.
Thank you.
Hey, Colorado, when you're in the market for a new truck or SUV, head to Johnson Auto Plaza. Explore their huge selection of new Chevy, Buick, and GMC trucks and SUVs. Find your new truck or SUV at JohnsonChevyBuickGMC.com. Stop in and experience the Johnson advantage that so many now know. Johnson Auto Plaza is your truck and SUV headquarters. Just north of E470 on Highway 85, JohnsonChevyBuickGMC.com.
Download
to see if you qualify for Albert Instant Advance. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription is required for Instant Advance. Please see the Albert app or albert.com for subscription pricing. Subscriptions can be canceled at any time.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? You can get up to a $1,000 advance fast to pay for car repairs, bills, rent, groceries, whatever you need. Plus, Albert can help you find ways to save and give you a custom budget to actually grow your money.
Albert can get me up to $1,000?
Exactly. But they do more than get you up to $1,000. Albert is your financial assistant, helping you budget, save, and spotting you money in a pinch.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code PLAN to get up to $1,000 for your bills, rent, groceries, and more. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code PLAN to get up to $1,000. Use code PLAN to get up to $1,000.
Hey Broncos country, it's Terrell Davis here. It's a new year. It's time to work on a new you.
At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. We have the nation's lowest prices on the best equipment money can buy. We carry true treadmills. They are the smoothest, quietest, and best warranty treadmills ever built for the home. Work out on your schedule on the equipment you choose from the safety and comfort of your own home. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by TradeGen Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD2, CSU women's basketball faces Grand Canyon with pregame starting at 6.
104.3 The Fan. We are Denver Sports.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, bottom half of hour number 3 here on a Wednesday. What kind of threat level does Drake May bring to Mile High this Sunday? When I say Drake May, Phil, you think what?
Well, before you put the May at the end there, I'm like, okay, Drake, we gonna start listening to some songs here. But Drake May, I mean, he possibly can win the MVP this year, Zach. The fan base believes in him. They think he's the franchise quarterback, the next Tom Brady. I want to say he's the first quarterback to get back to the postseason since Tom Brady.
Correct.
All right, so that's big.
No. He's the first quarterback to win a game.
Okay, so win a game.
Because Mac Jones, his rookie year was in the
About
postseason.
Mac Jones, that was your guy. You like Mac Jones. You and I want to say Kyle Shanahan. Like
that is a scuttlebutt retroactively.
So Mac Jones got there, but he couldn't win the game. Well, you have Drake May that did that. But when I look at Drake May, smart. Okay, he's going to make good decisions. All right, he is athletic. He's big, strong arm. He wants to stay in the pocket. The accuracy is there. All right, Josh McDaniels is a great offensive coordinator that just fits the system with Drake May. And so Drake May is going to put his team in good situations to try to win this game. Now, of course, there's some flaws in the system. He's in year 2, so he's still a baby. So he's still trying to figure things out. So he hasn't seen it all. So we have to throw some different things at him to make him uncomfortable. But he's a really good quarterback that has a chance, just like the Denver Broncos, to get to a Super Bowl in year 2.
Here was Sean Payton from not so long ago on what he thought about Drake May heading into that draft.
Real good. I mean, look, that class, when you watch what the group of them are doing, there's been a couple injuries, but I think we had high regards for him.
High regards. And so, yeah, Jaden Daniels a year ago was 60 minutes from the Super Bowl.
Crazy.
Drake May is 60 minutes from the Super Bowl, and Bo Nix was about to be 60 minutes from the Super Bowl.
That's a great quarterback class.
Wow.
And the two guys that we talked about and advocated for, they're
home.
They're home. Resting up from injuries, right?
Yes. Man, oh man. So Drake May led the entire NFL in completion percentage. He is an accurate quarterback. He walked in the league. His rookie year, he was 66%, which is like really impressive given his situation even a year ago. That completion percentage, however, in 2 postseason games has taken a nosedive from 72% all the way through the 60s down to 58%. He has taken 10 sacks in 2 playoff games. That's the most in the playoffs. No other quarterback has taken more than 6 sacks. He's got 2 picks and a whopping 5 fumbles. But it is noteworthy. He's not playing like little sisters of the poor here. This is the NFL playoffs and a Chargers defense in the wild card round that was top 10 in scoring defense and top 5 in total defense. And then in the divisional round, Houston's defense, many thought, including myself, was the best defense in the NFL playoffs. I think you agreed with that.
Yeah, they have some dogs.
The second overall scoring defense and the first overall total defense. So
there's context to it.
There's context. And he has struggled, but he's also found a way to win those games against those defenses. So, it's just depending on how you want to look at it here.
I mean, it's going to be a good game. Drake May is going to come to play. They're going to have a great game plan. The offensive coordinator, Josh McDaniels, he's going to be ready for VJ. But you still have to find a way to get those turnovers, and Drake May will turn that ball over. Now, I will say this. Against the Houston Texans, it was cold. It was snowing / raining, so it's hard to hold on to the ball for a receiver or even a quarterback. So you have to take that in consideration, but you still go after him because Drake May, like I said earlier, he's in year 2. He is still a baby. He has not arrived yet. So if you rattle him a little bit, if you get to him with this defense that we have and we led the league in sacks and force him to make a bad decision, he will make that bad decision. And we need that to happen to give Jarrett Stidham a short field to deal with, to get Jarrett Stidham a confidence that, hey, I can maybe mess up one time knowing my defense has my back. So that's exactly what's going to have to play out for this defense going up against a damn good quarterback that may end up winning the MVP this year.
And I'll say this in relation to Sunday's game. Because of just the natural disadvantage that the Broncos are at without their freaking starting quarterback in the biggest game in a decade.
Still processing that.
Yeah. Man, the fans might be more important than ever. This crowd may be more important than it has ever been. And we have seen this fan base step up and be like legitimately disruptive. And I thought they did a great job on Sunday and being there and hearing it for myself. But man, this is well. I'll ask you. Do you think this is a taller task than Buffalo?
I think it's a taller task because you're putting a lot more pressure on your defense. You're putting a lot more pressure on players around Jarrett Stidham that they have to play at a higher level. And I think at times people relied on Bo.
Yeah.
Bo will be there.
Yeah, right.
Bo, in the fourth quarter, we can rely on Bo. Well, we don't know what we have in Jarrett Stidham in the fourth quarter. So now it's like don't let it get to that.
Yeah.
Don't let New England get 30 points on you. Make it a dirty game where Jarrett Stidham doesn't have to always score a touchdown. Jarrett Stidham can go down there, march down there, put us in good field goal range, and we get some points that way.
Yeah, and I guess I'm feeling silly about asking that question because in my head when I asked it, I'm like looking at the Patriots in a vacuum and the Buffalo Bills in a vacuum. But when you don't have your starting quarterback, all the dynamics change. Yeah, So, but here was Sean Payton talking about his message to the fans this week.
Well, they're going to have plenty of rest after this one, 2 weeks. This is a team at the line of scrimmage that does a lot. Like Josh is fantastic at putting together good plans offensively. I mean, and so there's alerts, there's kills, there's all, and so that, look, let's go. Right when I keep emphasizing just as the huddle begins until the ball snaps.
Man. Sean, you hear the confidence.
Oh, he's ready.
I mean, the way that he started that response, you're going to have a lot of time off after this one, 2 weeks.
That's what he's telling his team, though. Like, hey, guys, this is how close we are. Stop thinking about it. Don't think, just do. Once you break that huddle, win your one-on-one matchup. Execute. And then at the end of the game, we'll look up and see where the score is at. But don't look at the game. Don't look at the game through the scoreboard. You look at it through the X's and O's and beating that guy's ass in front of you. And let's go that way. And that's what he's saying. I'm telling you guys, that's what he said, just in a different way, a more professional way.
That's what I tell my little 7-year-olds. Don't worry about the score. Keep playing, guys.
90-0. It's okay. We still got a chance.
Keep playing. We're getting better. All right.
Put your head down.
What is Jarrett Stidham saying before the biggest game of his life?
Sparky!
We'll hear from the quarterback for the first time since this happened in a formal setting. You'll hear that. Also, guess who was back at practice today? J.K. Dobbins. What does it mean for this weekend? We'll tackle all of that as we are on the doorstep of 40 consecutive minutes of commercial-free sports talk coming up next.
Broncos may be without Bo Nix, but counting them out would be a mistake.
I'm not scared of the Patriots. I'm not scared of Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels coming into Denver. When's the last time they came into Denver and won a big game? So, whatever. Let's go. Buckle up.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
With Progressive Snapshot, you could save on auto insurance rates by driving safely, which is nice because you can just keep doing you. So keep on using that broken phone charger because it occasionally works. Keep quoting something you heard on a podcast as your own. Keep ignoring your sister's texts while you drive and after. And when baggage claim says, have a great trip, keep on saying, you too. And keep driving safely. And you could save with Snapshot from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-897-4400. That's 800-897-4400.
Between groceries, travel, and higher prices, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, especially if you're already relying on credit cards to cover the basics. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. If you're a homeowner, you might have considered reaching out to American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. That's why American Financing created the Smart Equity Loan, a simple, smart way to get your finances back on track without giving up your low mortgage rate. Unlike a HELOC, which can fluctuate with the market, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate, so you'll have one predictable monthly payment. It lets you use your home's equity to pay off high-interest debt, free up your cash flow, and still keep your existing mortgage intact. There are no upfront fees to find out how much you can save. Call 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Whatever you're looking for when you head out into the wild, keep an open mind. Sometimes the real treasure is the journey itself. Sure enough, there's treasure out there. Sometimes it's something you didn't expect to find. And more often than not, it's as simple as the memories you make. Make some memories of your own with a new vehicle from Corwin Toyota. Family driven for over 100 years.
Every Christmas, you watch a classic movie. The one with Jimmy Stewart is caring banker George Bailey, and the one with the other kind of banker, Henry Potter. You watch It's a Wonderful Life because you are searching for someone who cares about you. A man like Jimmy Stewart's George Bailey. But you wonder, is the notion of a caring banker a fantasy? This is Glenn Jamarot. I'm president of the Alpine Bank family, member FDIC. Alpine Bank believes in one guiding principle, caring. We believe that if we put our customers and communities first, then everything we all hope for has the chance to come true. The most valuable thing one person can give another is caring. When you care, everything else just follows. Alpine Bank, committed to Colorado and you.
I
lost 60 pounds with soda, and the weight came off naturally. The biggest difference was having my own nutritionist, someone I could text anytime with questions. SodaWeightLoss.com. They deliver fast, easy, convenient weight loss with no hunger, no guesswork, and clients routinely look and feel 10 years younger. That's why they have nearly 9,000 positive Google reviews and thousands of before and after photos to prove it. And right now, join Soda and your partner joins for free. Go to SodaWeightLoss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com. Soda Weight Loss is, say it with me, state of the art.
The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
Get ready for every Broncos game with Super Bowl 50 champion Brandon Marshall as he joins the drive every Friday afternoon at 4:45 exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Thanks to Corwin Toyota Boulder. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. DenverSports.com and the Denver Sports app. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
So a programming note real quick. On Friday, we want to see you guys on Friday. We're going to be at the Sportsbook Bar and Grill in Parker. This is a new location, okay, for a special AFC Championship edition of a Bud Light Football Friday. We have not been on the road in quite some time. It's been a couple months.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous. It's my first time. I feel like it's my first time again.
Well, this will be longer than your first time because we're going to be going for 4 hours here. It's going to be, we're getting you ready for Broncos Patriots. Bud Light is going to be giving away, check this out. Bud Light is giving away a pair of tickets to the AFC Championship game.
Oh, man. The championship game.
The only stipulation is you have to be there with us. You have to be present to win. Now, I was confused a little bit earlier. Separate from that prize, someone else is going to win a Peyton Manning signed football. Okay, so these are two big boy prizes. They're each going to last forever. One will last forever in your heart and your mind and the experience of a lifetime, and the other will be on a mantle somewhere that you're going to pass down to maybe generations.
I think I might go with the Sheriff one. That one's going to last. I'll be able to see it when the CTE starts kicking in. I might forget about the AFC thing. So somebody else can have those, but I'm taking the football.
You have to be 21 and present to enter the contest. You don't have to be 21 to actually be there with us on Friday. Bud Light, official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. Okay. So, Jarrett Stidham. Jarrett freaking Stidham.
He's here.
He spoke for the first time. We have the audio here. We're going to get to it. But we also got some J.K. Dobbins news. What do you want to do first? It's up to you.
Let's go the J.K. route.
Okay.
I like it. We talked about him a lot, right? We talked about him a lot yesterday, and then all of a sudden, bam, we're talking about him again because he's visually out there now, Z.
Yes. So, this story is picking up steam, all right? J.K. Dobbins returned to practice today. It's starting to get real. Now, all the way real, I don't know. I was sitting here yesterday saying, I don't think he's going to play. I have no expectations. I'm bringing my expectations to zero. It was I think it was the Wallflowers who said, if you don't expect too much from me, you might not be let down. Right? And that's kind of how I'm approaching this. I'm not expecting too much because I don't want to get my hopes up because I became a fan of Dobbins in a way that I just couldn't have seen coming for myself. And he changed the offense, and it hasn't quite been as balanced, to say the least, without him.
Oh, it hasn't been as balanced at all. Right? J.K. Dobbins was averaging 5 yards a carry on the ground. You had to respect the run game. He was explosive, great vision, could catch out of the backfield. He changed that game, and he was that safety blanket for Bo Nix. Because if things start to fail through the air, it's like, okay, we can just pack it up. We have this offensive line that we paid a lot of money for, if not the most highest paid offensive line in the league right now because Wattenberg got his contract. You could just hand the ball off, pick up 5-6 yards, move the chains that way, or stay ahead of the chains. And ever since JK has left, there's been a void that we have not filled yet. And now you're saying that this man may have a chance? Like, is that what we're saying? Is that what we're talking about here?
If he's back at practice, you would think he at least has a chance to play.
I saw a picture not too long ago of him in the warm-up line. Now, they do have their pads on, so they're not going shells. All right, typical Sean Payton, old school. I love it. You have your pads on. He has his pads on. Now, the ankle, the foot is heavily taped, right? It's taped on the left and right side, so you don't know what side's hurt. And he's going to try to practice. That's where you start, right? You practice and see how you perform on the practice field, and then you go from there.
Man, I still, even with this news, because we talked about this, I mentioned this earlier, and you brought it to my attention, but I was paying attention to it at the time from a sports gambling standpoint. Was Lane Johnson going to play for the Eagles in the matchup against the Niners?
That was the deciding factor for you.
It broke the tie because I was watching a Trent Williams situation. He was dealing with a hamstring, and then he became like trending to not play. But Lane Johnson came back to practice and practiced for a few days in a row. And I'm like, okay, that's the tiebreaker. I'm going to go, that team doesn't have their left tackle, and he's all-world. And this team does have him, and he's pretty damn good too. And it came game time, and Lane Johnson didn't play. And so this is no guarantee that Dobbins, it's a far from a guarantee that Dobbins is going to play. I did not imagine getting this news here today.
It's the 21-day window, right? You have to open that up so the player has an opportunity to finally be out there on that football field. When you're on IR, you cannot be a part of the team. You could be on the side doing what JK was doing last week, running, sprinting, conditioning, doing things like that. But once that window is open for you, now you can practice. You can be in individual drills. You may go through a team period to see how that feels on your foot, on your knee, whatever you're dealing with. And that's exactly what JK is doing right now. It's a Wednesday. This is a work day for the NFL. This means you put the pads on and you go after it. All right, after Wednesday comes Thursday, if I'm correct, right? Comes Thursday. Thursday's going to be a pass-heavy day where the shells come on, and that's where you work on third down work. But today was a run-heavy day, so J.K. Dobbins was going to be out there so that he can get the reps because you're running the ball, third downs, first downs. You're running that damn ball. And so now let's see what J.K. Dobbins feels like tomorrow. Is he back out there tomorrow feeling the same way? Is he going through those drills like with that spring that he had today because he's excited to be out there? That's now the question.
Here was Sean Payton. Is there a realistic chance J.K. comes back this week?
I won't comment on that.
Well, what's it take just for him to even,
I won't comment on any injury.
And that, we know that Sean Payton, he's not going to tip his hand on that. Quick house cleaning thing. Horribly sorry for a terrible mistake. I said it was the Wallflowers who had that lyric. It was the Gin Blossoms. Just
Gin Blossoms.
Gin Blossoms. Hey, Jealousy is the song.
Okay.
One of my favorites all time. I can't believe I screwed that up. Okay. J.K. was not the only player that returned to practice today. Not that this is as equally surprising, but Pat Bryant was back at practice, at least in the individual period. Okay? Troy Franklin was also back at practice, could not finish the game with a hamstring, and Pat Bryant could not finish the game with his second concussion in 3 weeks. Both were back in at least some capacity. Are you surprised?
I'm a little surprised with the Pat Bryant. Now, Troy Franklin, we don't know how significant the hamstring injury is. Now, what I've heard is he was back at practice, but nobody's, seen him actually going through any type of drills before practice starts, right? Because, you can't be in there for the full practice. Right. So who knows if something went down with Troy Franklin actually practicing, but he's out there, he's watching practice just in case he has to go. For Pat Bryant, I am a little surprise. You just had your second concussion. You were sitting there laid out on the field yet again, and now you're right back at practice the next day, like literally Wednesday?
Yeah, which is the first practice back.
Which is the first practice back. So, who knows? It looks like he's going to try to attempt to play. Now, I was on a team with Mr., if you remember his name, Nyheim Hines.
Of course, the speedster out of NC State.
Yeah, we're with the Indianapolis Colts, and he gets knocked out of the game, I want to say, with the Broncos. Remember that game? We came to town. It was that ugly game. Mm-hmm. Nyheim Hines goes into the game, gets hit hard, and he's like wobbly, really
I do remember.
So then that next week, he was going to play. So he was playing. He was practicing that whole week. And then all of a sudden, Friday comes. He comes walking into the facility, and he says, hey, man, I've been throwing up. I've been woozy. I can barely, see what I'm doing. I don't know why I drove here. and they had to place him like on an IR for a little while because it's like you're dealing with your head. So if I wasn't ready, prepared, and play because I didn't think I was going to play that week,
right,
I had to just jump into it on a Friday saying, hey, you're up now.
Right.
You know, and I didn't expect it, but I knew as a professional, you got to be a pro's pro. You have to approach it like you're always going to play. And, you know, I was ready for that moment. But so we'll see what Pat Bryant looks like the next day, the day after that with his head.
Yeah, two concussions in 3 games, and I want to make sure because I didn't say this yesterday. You know, it was the second concussion in 3 games, but you got to remember one of them was the Christmas night game at Kansas City in Week 16. So the way that the games have been stretched out, you know, and the schedule's been different and time off. When I say, you know, 2 and 3 games, it makes it sound like maybe 2 concussions within 21 days. It's well, you know what? It's close. I mean,
it's concussions.
Basically, I can say it like this: it's 2 concussions in the same month.
Yes. I mean, you don't want that to happen. If that's my son, I'm not feeling good about him going into that game.
Yeah.
You've already had 2 concussions, and you just started your journey as an NFL player.
Right.
You have to remember that, right? Like, we think that this young man can be with the Denver Broncos as long as Cortland Sutton, right? Cortland may get there for 10, 11 years.
Yeah.
Pat Bryant, you think he can do that? I believe he can do that as well.
Oh,
How
you do?
that?
Oh, you do?
I mean, he has something to him, but he has to stay healthy. Them concussions aren't going to help.
No, that is for sure. I'm just giving you a hard time for debates that happened months ago.
Well, I just had a question. I mean, look, you were adamant that he was going to be the next Cortland Sutton. I'm like, damn, we haven't even watched this man play a real life game yet.
Well, it's trending pretty good for me, but he's got to stay healthy. He's got to stay healthy.
Yeah.
And then you know who else returned to practice today is Luke Wattenberg. And for the first time since he was placed on IR. So that's a big deal as well. That's a big deal as well, getting your starting center potentially back. We'll see, you know, how this actually ages here. Here was Sean Payton from earlier today on Stidham getting used to the speed that they have to play and only having a week's time to prepare for that speed.
Well, they practice at that speed, you know, and it's happened before, you know, and you can't. I mean, it's happened to me a number of times. He's a veteran, real good decision maker, good arm strength, and so he's seeing a real good defense each week. And there's X amount of routes teams run, you know, and so yeah, I mean, and then, you know, it's putting the plan together accordingly.
So, you know, I think this is something maybe that we know, but we haven't like really discussed, that like Stidham is going up against the Broncos' top defense week after week after week.
Yeah, he's taking the practice squad reps. The second string quarterback always takes the practice squad reps.
Like, so you're saying like scout team?
Yes, scout team reps, right? So you're not. You may get a couple real live reps of like, hey, if you have to go into the game this week, we're gonna prepare you for that. So you're gonna throw to Cortland. But most of the time, just like Nick Foles with me, we're sitting there like we're playing in the games, but we're not the starters. So how do you get your reps in? You're going to have to do the scout team reps. So you're going to look at a piece of paper, somebody's going to run a route, and you're the guy throwing the ball. Well, you're going up against a really good defense. So Jarrett Stidham, that's his game every single practice, that he has an opportunity to go out there and fine-tune himself as a quarterback, knowing that he's not going to get the reps in the real game. That's what he's doing every single practice. So, of course, he's getting that. But I will say this. You can't simulate real-life game speed.
Right.
No matter how fast you think you're going in practice, it's just different because now the mind, the body's saying, this is it for me, especially in playoff atmosphere. Every snap matters. So you're going 1,000,000 miles an hour to try to make that play, whether you're on offense and defense, and you can't simulate that.
Man, oh, man, oh, man. Okay, Jarrett Stidham, AFC Championship game. New England Patriots coming to Denver, where they are 0-4 all time. Even the great Tom Brady went 7-1 on the road against the rest of the NFL, but was 0-3 in Denver. Today was the first time we heard from Jarrett Stidham in a formal setting, or really any setting. I haven't seen him speak anywhere, but that will change here coming up next, because you're going to hear the starting quarterback for the Denver Broncos in the AFC Championship game. This is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive. Woo! Man,
you don't need those smelling salts today, do you?
No, I don't.
Stoke needed it.
I don't.
Mark needed it.
He bit off a little bit more than he could chew.
Mike needed it.
Oh, man.
Receivers, right?
You know, this story, from a human interest story, it's fascinating. Now, it's not fascinating in the best kind of way for the Denver Broncos, but it's like, what is behind door number 2? And, you know, it feels like the fan base is, most of the fan base is sort of rallying around Jarrett Stidham, and his teammates certainly are. But it feels like the fan base is like, you want to know what? Let's go.
Well, on social media, people are turning their faces, like their pictures that they used to have, to Jarrett Stidham's picture with like some headphones and some glasses. Like,
right.
Everybody is ready for Jarrett Stidham to go out there and shock the world. And his teammates have all the faith in him. Why? Because they're with him every single day. They played against him in practice every single day. They trust him, and that's why they brought him in to be this high-paid backup quarterback for situations like this. Of course, we don't want it to be like this, but it's here. It's now. What does Jarrett Stidham do with this opportunity?
Well, he was asked on what it feels like to have the fan base embrace him in this unique moment.
Yeah, look, I mean, this is not about myself. First of all, I want to – obviously, my thoughts and prayers have been with Bo since Saturday night. I mean, it's crushing because he's one of my best friends, and Sam and I were talking about this. Like, Sam and I probably spend more time with him than his wife does right now, and that's just the nature of the business that we're in. You know, when training camp starts, like, that's just how it is. Like, I see Bo more than I see my kids. You know, so it's just one of those things. You spend so much time with someone, you see how hard they work, how good of a teammate they are, and then that happens, and you feel crushed, you know, for him and everything. So, obviously my prayers and stuff have been with him.
Classy way to go about, like, hey, everyone's rallying around you. He's like, well, let's pump the brakes a second. I'm not supposed to be in this situation. The guy who is, I care about deeply.
No,
yeah.
And that's what it's all about, Zach. You said that before, right? When it comes to having this college atmosphere feel of like you're together all the time. You're laughing. You're having fun. Your wives are all together having fun. You get to know that person on a personal level, so that when you go out on that football field, you're planning for that guy left and right of you a little bit more than you would if you don't know him, because you know what he goes through. You know what his kids are going through, and that you want him to keep his job. In this situation, Bo Nix, he can't be out there. So you're sad because you've been his eyes and ears from the sideline saying, hey, like, this is what I'm seeing. I'm here to help you be the best version of yourself. And now that he's not out there, it's like, okay, damn, like, that's my best friend. But now I got to go out there and handle my business.
Yeah, you talk about compartmentalizing. Like, yeah, here's a little bit more from Stidham on if he has processed the fact that he's got a chance to beat the team that drafted him to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, look, I think at the end of the day, obviously I'm very appreciative of New England for giving me a shot in this league, drafting me. You know, obviously, you know, Bill's not there anymore, but I know there's still front office guys there that were there when I was there. Nick Caserio is down in Houston now, the GM. You know, he was a big part of that too. Josh McDaniels, who obviously was my play caller. I mean, I've only had 2 play callers in my life, Sean and Josh. So super appreciative of them for sure. But really just fired up for the opportunity for these guys in this locker room. And, you know, we're looking forward to Sunday and getting out there and, you know, seeing what we got.
It is interesting to hear him say, I've only known 2 guys.
Yeah.
And it's Josh freaking McDaniels, the OC, not the head coach, the OC, Josh McDaniels, and Sean Payton. Like, that is some, like, rich pedigree there for Stidham.
Yeah, and good for him to you know, appreciate the New England Patriots drafting him, right? It's like, I'm not burning bridges here. Like, we're playing a football game. I'm not going to go out there and bag them because I decided to move on or they decided to move on, because you never know when you have to turn around and go back to that team, or you need an opportunity and a job and that team's willing to open the doors for you. So, like, good job on Jarrett Stidham for just keeping it, you know, how it was and not putting more on his plate or giving the Patriots something to latch on to.
Yeah, totally. And we have to remember, like, I know I don't want to misrepresent Jarrett Stidham and be a prisoner of the moment, be swept up in this moment and say, you know, Jarrett Stidham is, you know, some looked at as some like extremely desired quarterback. But you got to remember, this guy was drafted. He was drafted in the 4th round. He was drafted by an operation that was at the tail end of a dynasty.
Yep.
They wanted him to be next. Josh McDaniels gets the Raiders job. Who does he trade for? He trades for Stidham.
Knows the system.
Brings him to Vegas. And then, you know, we got to remember, Jarrett Stidham got announced as signing with the Denver Broncos 1 hour into the tampering period of free agency. It was like before Sean had eyes for Bo, he had eyes for Stidham. And that was a priority signing. That was $10 million. And at the time, I was like, wait, what? What has Stidham done to get $10 million? Well, clearly, Sean made Stidham a priority.
He thinks highly of him.
Very much so. And then after the 2-year contract was over, New England wanted Stidham back.
Yes.
They wanted Stidham back, and the Broncos extended him. So while, you know, I want to phrase it the right way and not get carried away and act like he's some number 1 overall draft pick, he's been wanted at every stop of in terms of when he can make a decision to join someone, whether it's through the draft or through free agency. People have traded for him. There's something to that.
Because he's more than a serviceable backup quarterback. There's more to Jarrett Stidham than meets the eye. He's a guy that can get into these games and you have a chance to win. Now, I know the stat out there, he's only won 1 game, but he needs more of an opportunity, and now he's going to get that opportunity in the biggest game of his life, just like it was the biggest game of Bo's life last week. Now, for Jarrett Stidham, it's what do you do with this opportunity? Now, when he was with Josh McDaniels, he knew that system, and that's why he followed him with the Raiders, and they traded for him for the Raiders. So he understands he's a smart quarterback that understands what he needs to do to win this game.
Here is Stiddy on how ready he feels for the moment.
Yeah, look, I mean, I think every week I've always, going back to when I was backing up Russ, I've prepared the same every single week like I am the starter. Just hasn't obviously been that way, minus 2 weeks. So my preparation hasn't changed one bit, and yeah, that's just kind of how I view it.
And you know, going back to what we were saying, combined with what he just said about staying ready, he's a pro. He's just a pro.
Yes.
You know, here's a little bit more from Jarrett Stidham on the biggest challenge in getting to up to speed with just a week to do it.
Yeah, look, I think, reps are obviously everything, but, we practice full speed here. That's one thing that I love about Sean, and, I was fortunate whenever I played in New England for Bill, it was the same way. Like, you try to make practice as hard as possible. That way, Sunday, it's not a shock. So that's how we practice here, and that's how we'll always practice.
And that's good. That's good, but we know what he's going to see on Sunday might be like a second cousin of what they're doing in practice.
Oh, for sure. I mean, the speed is just going to be different. It's going to be intense. All right, every moment, every inch, every yard matters. But the thing is, he is a vet. He's been in the system now 3 years. He knows what he needs to do. He needs to get the ball out of his hands as fast as possible. He needs to be able to process what's going on and who's blitz and who's not. He needs to be able to rely on the offensive line to put him in the unit in good situations with pass protection, and then just let it go, let it loose. You're playing the game that you have played your whole life. This is your time to be that starting quarterback that you believe you are. This is your time, your moment. If you go out there and you take advantage of it and you win this game, you will be a starting quarterback in this league, and I guarantee that's in the back of his head, right? I've been saying this. I've been preaching that I could be a starting quarterback in this league. Well, now go out there and show it. Go out there and show it. I've been with multiple backup quarterbacks. And I'll tell you this, Jarrett Stidham, if he was my backup quarterback, I would have all the faith in the world that we're winning that game. I've been with Brandon Allen, and I didn't know the man when he first got there. I didn't know what he was capable of doing, and yet we were able to beat the Browns. You remember that? Being able to beat the Browns. We almost beat the Vikings. Okay, he had a great game, and we ended up losing there at the end. And then, of course, we got crushed by the Bills. All right, Drew Lock was another one. At the end of his the season, he started to kind of get that momentum. But I still didn't have faith in those guys because I didn't know much about them. With Jarrett Stidham, he's just a confident guy. He's a guy that when he gets in that huddle, he's going to command the huddle. Why? Because he understands the system. So when he's in that huddle, he's not going to be sitting there sweating bullets, messing up plays. It's going to be smooth. They're going to get in and out. He's going to be able to process things, maybe check to a certain protection he wants, and then let's go from there.
Here was Sean Payton on what it was about Jarrett Stidham that made them so aggressive when initially signing him.
We felt like I liked him first. We had good grades with him in New Orleans coming out of Auburn. New England drafted him. And then when you see a move where Josh goes to become the head coach and then you see a transaction, you know, and I have a lot of respect for Josh, and I knew that he liked him. He really played well in that 49er game, you know, against a real good defense. And so that's when we became aggressive.
That's when we became aggressive. And that was that game that I put out the video on Sunday that has kind of gone viral there. It's the highlights of that game. If you haven't seen it, go check it out.
Where we at? Like 20,000 likes yet?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I just know that it's well over 1 million views, and Barstool took it and did what they did with it. But it was him performing at a level that is almost hard to believe against San Francisco, who was elite defensively at the time, and he was dealing. And the thing was, in that game, and this is why I want to talk about this here today, like, he was aggressive. It was not conservative. It was not check down. He was hole hunting.
Letting it fly.
He was absolutely letting it fly. Like, he was fearless. Now, this is the AFC Championship game. That was a regular season. But it's just impressive when you put eyes on it. And now we've only seen that version of himself one time. He hasn't had a lot of opportunity. But I think.
But can he be that version of himself this game? Like, that's the thing, is like, it's in you. And if you're Jarrett Stidham, you're looking back at that game saying, I've done this before.
Right.
So it's not like I can't do it. Now I understand it's the playoffs, it's New England, it's going to be different. But I understand that if I go out there and I do what I've been doing my whole career before I became a backup, I'm going to be just fine. Find the right guys. If the Patriots go zone, find those holes. All right, don't hold back. Don't second guess yourself. Trust that offensive line. And I think that's what exactly Sean Payton's telling him. Like, I brought you here and gave you $10 million because I truly believe in you, and this is your time.
Here's a little bit more from Sean Payton on if he has seen Stidham attack this week any differently now that he is the starter.
No, he's a pro. He's really in tune to it. To answer your question, there was an extra day because we played Saturday. Sunday we had extra time on New England. Then Monday, then Davis. You know, as soon as things are going into the plan, they get emailed to the quarterback room, you know. And so I would say he, along with Sam and Ben, are getting the game plan, like, real time. Like, if we, like last night, are doing base, once we finish discussing a play, a run or a pass, and we put a dot on it, like, right away, and this is so much different than 10 years ago, right away, that play gets sent to these guys. Like, it's got dotted, it's in, and where, like, in the old days, at the end of the night, you'd send an email, they'd get it all. And so, and I would say, look, one of the harder things to do in season is to prepare at that position at any moment, like, you know, you could go into a game. You know what I mean? And so that, and it's hard because you don't often get reps with the, and now he takes all those reps against the defense. Obviously now he's getting all the reps with the offense, but like that 85 Bears team, if you were a backup quarterback, you were playing.
So there's a lot there.
Yeah.
And I do, and I know it's like almost like logistical, but I find it interesting that, like, back in the day, they'd build all the plays that were going to be a part of the game plan, and then you'd receive an email at the end of the night. Now, even that is like we haven't been using email forever, but now, like, even emails back in the day, that's how far, you know, it's 2026, right? But I am fascinated with, like, soon as we dot the play, soon as we dot it, we give it a dot, this play is going to be a part of our game plan. They have it uploaded immediately.
It's on the iPad. It's ready to go. You know, it's going to be the play. It's going to be examples, highlights from different teams, who ran that play. Maybe you know the Denver Broncos have ran the play before, and then now you're dissecting it. It's like, okay, this is what it looks like. You're going to get into the meeting room that next day, and you're going to go after it, and you're going to ask questions and try to figure out the best approach to try to beat New England.
Here's a little bit more from Jarrett Stidham, starting quarterback in the AFC Championship game, finding that sweet spot between playing free and then also trying not to do too much.
Yeah, look, I think what I always go back to in any game, regular season, preseason, AFC Championship, it's still the same game. So obviously there's implications and winner advances, all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's still football, and that's how I view it. So I'm not treating it any differently. I'm not treating my preparation any differently. I'm just going to go out there and play and be myself. I think that's the biggest thing is, I'm not going to try to be somebody that I'm not, and I know how I can play, and I know the kind of guys I got around me and the kind of team that we have, so we all just have to play within ourselves.
What about this Broncos offense will change the most with Stidham getting the start?
Absolutely nothing. All right, actually, Sean is excited, and that's why Sean went to the podium right after the news with Bo and said, hey, watch out. Watch out. I have full trust in Jarrett Stidham. I believe he's a starting quarterback in this league, because when Sean's breaking down film in his system, he's like, this is a system quarterback. This is a quarterback that I can plug into my system and do just fine with. The time, the rhythm, the processing that he evaluated Bo for is the exact same thing he evaluated Jarrett Stidham. And was like, this guy gets the ball out of his hands. He's accurate with the football. He has a strong arm, but he's very smart. He's going to be able to process things, put us in good situations, make sure the ball is not in harm's way, and we could just move down the field. And Sean has had multiple backup quarterbacks where he's able to have success with. So it's not like Sean hasn't done this before. And I think that's why Sean's so excited about Jarrett Stidham having his opportunity, because Jarrett Stidham is going to do it Sean's way. Sit in that pocket, hit the middle of the field, take care of the football, and I think that's exactly what we're getting ready to see this game.
Yeah, and I think that just to add on to that is that, with Bo, so much is on the move. No one throws on the move more in the NFL this year than Bo Nix. But he also takes off and runs. I mean, he's a fantastic athlete. I think you're going to see more of a, and don't take this comparison literal, but I think you're going to see more of a Drew Brees approach, who used to, and I'm seeing it right now. Remember, he just had that chin up and almost like looking over the offensive line, and just kind of
open.
You're reading the field. I think you're probably going to see more of that from Stidham than you see from Bo, who plays just a little bit more frenetically.
Yeah.
But that's also not to say that, Stidham can't move around. And I would never say that he is an equal athlete to Bo, because I don't think that's true. But at a certain point in time, he was coming out of high school. Jarrett Stidham as the number one dual threat quarterback in the United States.
So Jarrett Stidham utilized his legs and his arms.
Yeah, yes.
Dual threat.
And we know that Bo Nix was the number one rated dual threat. So both guys, different age, different brand of athlete, different level of athlete, but both guys came out of high school heading into college as a number one rated dual threat quarterback. So, Dante, you said you have a list, right, of quarterbacks?
It was the top 10 dual threat quarterbacks from that year.
Okay, so and this is the year that Jarrett Stidham was number one, right?
Correct. You'll recognize 5 other names on this list.
All right, give me the names.
So number 2, Kyler Murray.
Wow.
Which just seems impossible that Stidham would be ahead of that.
Yeah, come on.
Right.
Number 5, Juwan Jennings, the receiver for the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah.
Number 6, Sam Darnold. Number 7, Joe Burrow. And number 9, Phil's boo, Lamar Jackson.
Wow.
So they had Lamar at number 9? Ooh-wee. Yeah, that is a bad list.
Well. I mean, they're probably valuing. Okay, well, this guy's a better passer of the football, but he's can move to this degree, so it's not 50-50.
Yeah.
So they probably, what that probably was. Lamar's the best athlete of them, but we just don't know if he can play quarterback, because you got to remember the questions at that time about Lamar.
Yeah, they were disrespecting him. But let's get back to Jarrett Stidham. Jarrett Stidham, he's athletic. And so if a defense just lets him have a lane, he's going to run for 5, 6, 7 yards, move the chains that way. He can put a little, I'm not going to say fear, but you have to keep it on your mind that, hey, this quarterback can move out of the pocket. Now, Jarrett Stidham doesn't want to run if he doesn't have to. And my guessing is you're going to see Jarrett Stidham move around the pocket, get outside if he can at times, but his eyes are going to always be downfield. Who can he get that ball to? And I'm just going to say it right now, okay? Someone like Evan Ingram, get ready. Don't be surprised if Evan Ingram's a big part of this game plan. All right, you have a backup quarterback. You want to get the ball out of your hands as fast as possible. Get it down to your running backs, your tight ends. Get it out of your hands so you don't get hit. Don't be surprised if Evan Ingram has a couple more catches than he did last week. What do you have, one?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I mean, it
one.
was very little
so maybe
impact.
We'll get three. Maybe we'll get three this game.
Well, you just need one to pop.
That's it.
And we've only seen that really once from Evan Ingram. And maybe we can circle back to that tomorrow and have more of a dedicated conversation. Here is a little bit more from Jarrett Stidham, who spoke earlier today for the first time since being announced as a starter, what it means to him to have this opportunity.
Yeah, no, I think really every quarterback probably feels the same way in the league, and I don't obviously want to talk for everybody, but we're all very competitive, and that's how it's always been. And obviously, any chance you get to step out on the field, you want to do your best, and do your best for your teammates and your coaches and everything. So that's really what I'm focused on: is what is my job throughout the week, throughout each day, and then obviously on Sunday, what am I asked to do on each and every play, and try to put us in the best position to win.
To me, in my opinion, in the probably 5 cuts of audio here that we played to Stidham, he sounds measured.
Mm-hmm.
He sounds confident.
Yeah.
He sound, man, and maybe I'm reading too much into it because it's just words, right? It's just words.
Yeah, but you can learn a lot from listening to somebody.
Yeah, it sounds like he's ready for this moment. That's what it sounds like. Now maybe he'll go out and throw 5 picks.
Please, no. We don't need 5 picks.
But it sounds like, man, he's saying the right stuff. It sounds like he's coming off very well to me.
Yeah, he's coming off confident. He's coming off as a veteran quarterback that understands, like, look, I don't need to go out there and be Josh Allen's Superman. What I need to do is be the game manager. What I need to do is when they ask me to throw the ball 5 yards to pick up a first down, let me do that. What it means that, hey, hang on to the football when somebody tries to strip sack me. That's what it means. And if Jarrett Stidham can do that and play clean and move the ball down the field, set up for a couple field goals, that's okay, right? And you're going to lean on your defense. So understand that. So set up for some field goals. Try to get that touchdown when you're in the red zone. Be smart. Utilize the legs if it's there. Jarrett Stidham understands. Be a game manager. All right, you are not Superman.
All right, here's one more from Stidham. He had that choice to make whether to stay in Denver or go back to the Patriots this past offseason. He ultimately chose to stay in Denver and be Bo Nix's backup. This is what he said about making that decision.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's always opportunities out there and stuff, but I think at the end of the day there was a combination of things that went into my decision to come back here. And, I believe in Sean and Davis and Joe and in our room and being behind Bo and, helping him grow. And, I take a lot of pride in that. And, I felt like, over the last 2 years that I was here that, I got a lot better. And, I think, the way Davis has coached us over these last 3 years now has really, helped all of us improve. And, that was just one thing I wanted to come back and be a part of. And I felt like being here the last 2 years and coming in with Sean and, signing and everything, it's pretty evident that he's got the train rolling in the right direction. And I don't think anybody can argue that. And I wanted to be a part of it.
Man, pretty cool to hear.
Yeah, true. And I think it's authentic. I think he's telling the truth because if you think about it, right, Drake May had this awesome season, may win the MVP. But Drake May struggled last year.
He did.
So if you really wanted to play and you said, hey, like, I want to start, your best opportunity may have been over there in New England at the time because it's like, hey, Drake May is so sporadic. Maybe I get in there because Drake May's not that guy. But you decide to stay here because you trust the process. You believe in Sean Payton and what he has to offer because, remember, Sean Payton can paint that beautiful picture for you, saying, hey, just give it some time. Like I said before, like at some point I will cut you free and you will be a starting quarterback. Let me continue to develop you And at some point, you will be free from me and you can go play and go ball out. But now is not the time. Jarrett Stidham trusts the process, signs back, bows back up, and now look at him. He's our damn starter.
Man, really interesting. And I think you make a good point because on paper, if you were evaluating both situations after year one, at least on paper, it looked like Drake May would be easier to replace than Bo Nix, who went 10-7 out of the gate and was in the postseason.
Yes.
So the fact that he took the opportunity that lent itself to him playing less to stay here in Denver. And he's quoting, I mean, he's talking a lot about Davis Webb too.
Yeah.
You know, and that just with these conversations about Davis Webb and, you know, his potential to get a head coaching job and skip over being an OC. And man, I'll tell you, and I think we mentioned this yesterday. I think you brought it up that like if someone like Jarrett Stidham wins this game and plays in the Super Bowl, I think the likelihood, now it may move it only 3%, but the likelihood that Davis Webb gets a job, it doesn't go down. I know that. It doesn't go down.
No, it makes him look better. Makes him look prettier, right? It's like, hey, this is what I'm doing, a backup quarterback. I'm helping develop him just like Sean. Give me my opportunity to be a head coach now.
All right, crazy. Okay, we will get to some of your reaction to what you just heard from Sean Payton and Jarrett Stidham. We'll get to that. Also, what did you make of what Mel Kiper had the Broncos doing in the first round of his mock draft? We'll fill you in next.
His season came to an unfortunate end, but Bo Nix has the future for the Denver Broncos looking incredibly bright.
Let's be honest, we started the year saying, I don't know how the season's going to play out, but the most important thing is when it's all said and done, can we feel sure that we've got the quarterback of the future? Huh, wow, I guess that question's been answered emphatically.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
When you're dealing with joint pain, you don't want guesswork. You want a real plan. And that's why I send people to RegenRx in Denver. Their professionalism is on another level, guys. The moment you walk in, they break everything down for you. Maybe it's the Wharton's jelly to support the joints. Maybe it's the shockwave treatment to wake the blood flow back up. Whatever the situation is, they're going to sit you down, map it out with you, and go through it step by step. Make you feel comfortable about what you're getting ready to get yourself into. And they don't just treat you once and disappear. RegenRx even builds a 6-month booster to help you keep your results feeling strong. A 6-month booster to help keep your results feeling strong. That's how you know they're serious about long-term performance. But here's the part that everybody loves the most. The consultation is completely free. You heard me, it's completely free. No risk, no commitment, just real answers. If you're dealing with degenerative joints or pain that's slowing you down, this is your chance to see if these treatments can work for you. Look, if the joint pain is stealing your explosiveness, your confidence, your ability to keep up with your kids, stop pushing through it. Your quality of life matters. You matter. So give RegenRx a call today at 303-630-9770 for your free consultation. Invest in your future self and let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth. I just made one of the best decisions of my life. I got rid of my glasses. I went to Cutarelli Vision and had refractive lens exchange, RLE. I wore glasses for distance vision, but I got to that inevitable point in life where I was always needing those reading glasses just to do about anything, and half the time I couldn't find them. Seeing menus, texting, reading my computer, or studying film, it was a struggle. But now I see the world perfectly, near and far, without any glasses, thanks to Cutarelli Vision RLE, the perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Cutarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. You can trust him to know if it's the right time for you and RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consultation at ColoradoRLE.com. Cutarelli Vision, RLE, no readers, glasses, or contacts, or cataracts. ColoradoRLE.com.
I wish I'd gotten treated for my erectile dysfunction sooner. Men, I hear this all the time from our patients. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if ED is a problem in your life, resolve to get it treated today and stop having it affect you and the one you love. ED is simply a medical condition, and it's fully treatable. And at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most guys, your ED will be a thing of the past. In fact, you could be having great sex within a day or two of your first appointment, and you'll likely find you're performing like you haven't in a long time. It's the new year. Resolve to get your ED treated and change your life. Call us at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. Your initial visit is only $99. It includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, a Promenic restorative health practice.
I'm Rob Wilhite. For nearly half a century, my law firm has stood up for car accident victims right here in Colorado. Families, workers, neighbors, your community is our community. With over $1 billion won for our clients, our results speak for themselves. If you've been injured in a car accident, you deserve a team with experience, power, and a history of real wins. Call 303-GOOD-LAW or visit WilhiteWins.com. That's 303-GOOD-LAW or WilhiteWins.com. The Wilhite Law Firm, Colorado's trusted injury law firm for almost 50 years.
I am down 60 pounds with SodaWeightLoss.com, and the weight came off naturally. And I'll tell you, having my own nutritionist, someone who was always available by text, made all the difference. It's real support from a real person. That keeps you consistent. SodaWeightLoss.com is the #1 weight loss company in America for client satisfaction and results. Clients look and feel just like I do, 10 years younger. You're moving easier, you sleep better, you get your confidence back, and it is awesome. And with nearly 9,000 plus positive Google reviews, the results speak for themselves. And here's the best part. Join now, and your partner joins for free. You start together, you support each other, and you both get younger feeling, healthier versions of yourselves. Go to SodaWeightLoss.com. That's SodaWeightLoss.com. SOTA weightloss.com. Learn how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat, and transform your life, just like I did with SodaWeightLoss.com. Soda Weight Loss is, say it with me, state of the art.
Whatever you're looking for when you head out into the wild, keep an open mind. Sometimes the real treasure is the journey itself. Sure enough, there's treasure out there. Sometimes it's something you didn't expect to find. And more often than not, it's as simple as the memories you make. Make some memories of your own with a new vehicle from Corwin Toyota. Family driven for over 100 years.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD2, CSU women's basketball faces Grand Canyon with pregame starting at 6.
104.3 The Fan. We are Denver Sports.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, bottom half of hour number 4.
What you know about this, man?
I know everything about it.
Said this right here had the fur coat.
All right, am I excited though?
Let's go.
Turn that up a little bit, Dante. We got to do this every once in a while.
Diamond gets good. Got money in my hood. Can't stop me. For the 9-8, gotta sell 1 million copies.
Wanna be a...
Oh my gosh, so good. All right. Mel Kiper came out with his mock draft, and I'm telling you, man, in years past, we'd have done this like once an hour.
Crazy.
We'd have done it once an hour. And a lot of these markets around the country, in 28 of the 32 NFL markets, it's a big deal. Mel Kiper's sort of like created a cottage industry with these mock drafts.
They can have fun with it. They're going to have to do it every single day. We don't have to do that.
Not right now.
Not right now.
There will come a time. There will come a time.
Yeah, we got some time though, Z. We got some time, maybe 3 or 4 weeks, and then we'll start to talk about it, right? Like we can wait on the mock drafts.
Totally. So Mel Kiper comes out with this stuff. By the way, the ratings came out for Bills Broncos. Just wait till you see this. Just wait.
Damn, I wish we would have marked our stuff down because I forgot what we
did we guess this? We didn't predict it, did we?
I want to say we were gonna get. I think we did guess it.
Man, I don't know if we did. I don't know if we did this time. Maybe we did. I forget. But I'll tell you here in this segment what the number was. Mel Kiper drops his mock draft. All right, he's got the Broncos picking at 30. That implies that they're going to lose this weekend. I'm sure he's not doing that based on his opinion of the game, or maybe he is, but by the odds, probably going by the odds. And the Broncos are a 5.5 or 5-point underdog.
Yeah, we'll let that one slide.
Yeah. He's got the Broncos with the 30th overall pick, selecting Caleb Banks, a defensive tackle for the Florida Gators. And here's what he said, quote, "Injuries limited Banks to 3 games this past season, but I enjoyed watching his 2024 tape. He had 4.5 sacks that campaign, getting some good interior push, but his real impact is as a run defender. At 6'6" and 330 pounds, he stuffs ball carriers and makes plays behind the line of scrimmage. This would be a depth addition for Denver. He could learn from Zach Allen and help keep the elite Broncos defense among the league's best units down the road," end quote. What do you make of it?
All right, Mel. I mean, I like it, right? Keep a strength of strength. Going to the defensive side of the ball yet again. We did it this year with Jahdae Barron, and Mel Kiper has us doing it again in 2026 with the defensive tackle. We're getting ready to lose out on John Franklin Myers, so we know that he's probably going to leave. So I don't see him sitting there as a depth piece. You're a first-round draft pick. You're losing JFM, so you're going to have to play right away. So whoever that is in the first round is going to have to play right away. Now, me personally, I'm not going with that pick. I'm okay with it. It's a defensive guy. Defense wins championships. But I'm going with the Joker role. All right, we missed out on it this year with one of those tight ends. I think that if Sean does his homework, there may be a couple tight ends out there that you could get in late in the round that may be that joker where you can keep Evan Ingram because you're paying him so much money and he's a veteran presence. But then you can get that young tight end that could take Evan Ingram's place and be dynamic. You're looking for a dynamic weapon for Bo Nix now. We need more weapons. We need more speed. I would go the tight end position for the first round.
I do not hate that. I do not hate that at all. It's a position that needs to be addressed and sooner than later, because we know how historically slow starting the tight end position is. So like you get that 1 year while Evan Ingram is still here and he gets to bake a little bit. But yeah, there's some intriguing names. Kenyon Sadiq, the Oregon tight end, Max Clare, the Ohio State tight end. So we'll get into all that down the road. But yeah, I would be open to a tight end, but I would certainly also be open to fortifying the trenches. You
love those trenches.
Rarely go wrong with building from the inside, fortifying the inside, and that's what this pick would represent. So I would be A-okay in this scenario. Not sexy, but substance over sexy. So the Broncos thrilling 33-30 overtime win over Buffalo in the divisional round. All right. It drew the largest audience for a Saturday playoff game in NFL history, Phil.
What are the numbers?
CBS averaged 39.6 million viewers for the game, topping last year's comparable division round matchup, which was Texans against Chiefs on ESPN and ABC. Phil, it beat it by 17%. The game peaked. Now, not averaged. It peaked. This is nuts. During overtime at over 51 million viewers. Are you kidding? So this is what we talked about on Friday, that for 3 hours, it turned out to be almost 4 hours, the Broncos were the center of the sports universe. And the game was here in Denver. And
I will say this. I mean, we know the Bills travel well. We know the Bills have a great audience, and you have the reigning MVP in Josh Allen. That matters. You have a young Bo Nix and what he's doing, and a lot of people have doubt in Bo, and they wanted to see what's going on. Sean Payton calling his shot. Can he win the Super Bowl, right? So, like, there's a lot of drama, and the reason why the viewers are so high, but I love it.
Crazy.
I love it.
The game also became the most watched Saturday telecast on any network since the 1994 Winter Olympics. And the most watched Saturday afternoon telecast, so not in the evening, not in prime time, the most watched Saturday afternoon telecast in the history of American television.
Come on. Come on.
You cannot make that up. If you want those details to repeat to a friend, Jake Shapiro wrote about it at DenverSports.com. All right. What did we learn today in Denver sports? Well, turns out a whole heck of a lot when it comes to the Denver Broncos. That's next.
The Broncos may be without Bo Nix, but counting them out would be a mistake.
I'm not scared of the Patriots. I'm not scared of Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels coming into Denver. When's the last time they came into Denver and won a big game? So, whatever. Let's go. Buckle up.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
2026 is shaping up to be an amazing year to buy a home in Colorado. If you've been dreaming about getting into your first place, upgrading for more space, or downsizing for a simpler lifestyle, now is a smart time to start planning. And the first step is easy. Get pre-approved. With American Financing, you can get it done in 24 hours or less, so you'll know exactly what you can afford before you start shopping. Rates have been dropping, home prices are steady, and more homes are hitting the market. You could score the right home at the right price and lock in a monthly payment that fits your budget without stretching yourself thin. And unlike renting, every payment you make goes toward your future, not your landlord's. And here's a misconception we love to bust. You do not need 20% down. Many buyers purchase with as little as 3% down. So if home ownership is on your 2026 goals list, let's make it happen. Call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans, at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Hey, Mom. It's me. Oh my gosh, you'll never believe what I just opened for Valentine's Day. A sapphire ring from Hellsberg, just like the one I lost years ago. Remember how excited I was when you gave it to me? I cannot believe you remembered that story. I guess you were right. I really found the one.
This Valentine's Day, create a moment that means something with up to 40% off gifts at Hellsberg. Shop in store or at Hellsberg.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541. Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's orchard.com.
Dan Jacobs with 303 Law 4040. Hey, I got a real cool story I wanted to share with you. Many years ago, my lovely wife Kimberly wrote down a prayer that said, God, make me a lighthouse so I can be a light to others when they're in a dark place. She filed that card away both in her heart and her prayer box. And then about 3 years ago, I asked my wife to leave her job in corporate America and come help me open up 303 Law 4040. And she absolutely loves it. She really feels like helping other people when they are hurting and don't know what to do is her calling. So here's the really cool part. A few weeks ago, a client came in to pick up a check and said to Kim, I really want to thank you. You were a lighthouse to me when I was in a dark place. It gave me chills when Kim told me that. If you've been hurt in an accident, it really is our honor to help you in your time of need. Call us anytime at 303 Law 4040, where you always get to speak directly with me or my lovely wife, Kimberly. That's 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people who make things happen, like me. I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, a product design company that makes everyday products designed smarter. I get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases, which helps us make more smart ideas into a brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank. N.A. member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, final segment here on a Wednesday, looking back at what we learned today in Denver sports. Before we do that, guys, join us this Friday at the Sportsbook Bar and Grill in Parker, new location, for a special AFC Championship edition of a Bud Light Football Friday. Guys, we have not been out on the road in months and will not probably be out on the road for another few months. So if you ever wanted to come say hello, listen live before such a big game, you can do that. We're going to be there from 2 to 6, but check this out. Man, oh man, Bud Light is going to give away a pair of tickets to the AFC Championship game. And a separate prize from that, a Peyton Manning signed football. This is elite prizes.
Doesn't
all right?
get better than that, Z.
Nope. You got to be 21 and present to enter that contest. Bud Light, official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. So if you were like, your dream is to be at this game, all right, and for one reason or another you can't afford it or whatever, like, what an opportunity. Someone is going to win these tickets, and someone's going to win that Peyton Manning signed football and have it in your family for the rest of time, passed down to generations. So really fun stuff we'd love to see on Friday. Friend of the show stopping by, the scrappy one, the Scrapster, Scrap Peterson. What up, Will?
What up, boys?
Scrappy.
What we learned today in Denver sports, J.K. Dobbins back at practice. To what degree, we're not sure, but it was the first time he's been back. Luke Wattenberg, back at practice off IR as well. Pat Bryant, off a concussion on Saturday. He was back at practice. Troy Franklin left the game with a hamstring. He was back at practice. Will, how do you diagnose today's news?
Man, there was so much news today. Drinking out of a fire hose for sure. And the injury report any other day would have been number one, right? Because how in the world are Troy Franklin and Pat Bryant both out there? Super encouraging news, especially when we saw Brandon Johnson coming back to the practice squad. I had a bad feeling about each of those wide receivers. Really encouraging. And J.K. Dobbins gets to limited. I think people
How you feeling about it?
I think he has a shot. I think he has a shot to play on Sunday. And I think when they activated the window, people said this is strictly for the Super Bowl. Strictly for the Super Bowl. And now he gets limited today. You had some guys in the locker room making comments about, we get J.K. back, that'd be huge. Like, it just feels he's going to do everything possible, and the coaches and the training staff would have to hold him back at this point.
Man, if this dude touches the field on Sunday, could you imagine the crowd's reaction?
I was going to go wild.
What number? He's 27.
27.
Yeah. Could you see number 27 running out there and the ovation that he would get from the Mile High crowd?
J.K. Dobbins, and everybody's gonna go ballistic.
It would be goosebumps type of stuff. Now I'm not getting my expectations up. I'm just not. I'm not going to do that. But gosh, you'll be able to knock me over with a feather if he comes back in less than 3 months with a Liz Frank.
That's gonna be easy anyway. I mean, you're light on your feet anyway, right?
Oh, 220 pounds. I don't know.
All right.
All right. So there's a local artist who has been making Bronco songs.
Okay.
Have you seen any of this? The Mad Fanatic?
No, I haven't.
Have you seen any of this, The Mad Fanatic?
I've not plugged into the Mad Fanatic quite yet.
Okay, so he is he does this online content, and he's good at producing music, and he's been making Bronco songs by the week. All right, and the go ahead, Dante, did you say something? Go ahead and crack your mic and say it. No, you don't want to? Okay. So he was featured in the Denver Post, and I'm not saying that this should be up for a Grammy, right? But he's having fun as a local artist, and I think we should support a local artist,
Sure.
And so this is his song. This is his song for this week called Stiddy Up.
Oh.
Here we go.
Not good news. Mad Fanatic. From the second to last play in overtime. Bronco gang. Bo fractured a bone in his right ankle. He scheduled that surgery Tuesday
I just wrote this
week to put him out for the rest of the season.
Stiddy out.
Stiddy's ready to go.
Stiddy up, stiddy up, stiddy up, stiddy. Get knocked down, we don't stay down, we get it up. We get back up, stiddy up, stiddy. That's QB1. Broncos country, we ain't done until we done. We ain't finished. Stiddy up, stiddy up, stiddy. Get knocked down, we don't stay down, we get it up. We don't stay down, stiddy up, stiddy. That's QB1. Broncos country, we ain't done until we done. Broken ankle with a pity. You know we riding with Stiddy. Riding with whoever take the field, gang really ride for the city. The road is known for being gritty. No one said that it's pretty. The road to 50 was a bumpy road, still rode it all the way to 50. We rap name on the front, not just a name on the back. That Denver D's still Denver D's, they steady getting them sacks. That strip sack on Superman had Nick looking like Bond did. Josh out there throwing picks, look a little bit like Tom did. This road is 60 giving 50 vibes, it's giving deja vu. Payton got hurt before the Pats game and we called him QB2. Then the quarterback with the eye black and the dark hair won the upset. On Sunday night with the brightest lights, now Jerry Stidham is up next. I believe in 8, I really do. I always felt he had the talent. Got the right coaches and the right team, I say he's up for the challenge. The number 8 means new beginnings, it's a new team for the new year. New mindset, new motivation, let's kick this thing into a new year. Let's win this thing for Bo, let's win this thing for the home team. Let's win this thing for a chance to go out Santa Clara, win the whole thing. Let's leave it all on the field, empty the tank, no holding back. Give your teammates everything you have, give it 110 every single snap. If you do that, you're gonna win the game and earn the chance to be champs. You're gonna earn the chance to be legendary, you're gonna earn the chance to be stamped. Look, losing Bo was a big loss, you can stay down, you can giddy up. Just place your faith in the same place and play great. Stiddy up, stiddy up, stiddy up.
Hey, not bad.
I like it. We don't stay down, we giddy up. We get back up. Stiddy up. That's QB1.
That's QB1.
Hey, Stiddy up.
Hey, not bad,
all
man.
the players should be playing this song in the locker room.
They will. At some point, they will. If they win, it's getting played.
There were some bars in there. I mean, Nick looked like Vaughn.
Yeah.
You know, Josh throwing picks like he's Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was some really good lyrics in there.
It's all about the fun, right?
Yeah, it's fun. It's creative, and I wanted to show another local artist some love. So, all right, we'll leave it there. And by the way, if you know the Mad Fanatic, just tell them that, or DM them, or tell them we just gave them a huge shout out here on the Fan. All right, who you working with tonight, Will?
I'll be with James Maryland. Fellas, I thought Jarrett Stidham had an A+ press conference today. Killed it.
Look at you.
Oh my! Talk about knocking me over with a
I
feather.
know.
I mean,
It
goodness
was
gracious,
awesome.
Will.
It was awesome. I can't wait to dive into it. Jarrett Stidham might have made a new fan today.
Oh wow!
Steady up.
Oh, people can change.
Steady up.
People can change. If I can change, and you can change. All right, we'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. We'll be back tomorrow at 2:00. It's Denver Sports Tonight coming up next.
His season came to an unfortunate end. But Bo Nix has the future for the Denver Broncos looking incredibly bright.
Let's be honest, we started the year saying, I don't know how the season's going to play out, but the most important thing is when it's all said and done, can we feel sure that we've got the quarterback of the future? Huh, wow. I guess that question's been answered emphatically.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Zach here on behalf of my friends at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, talking to you men out there. You know, there's few things more wonderful in life than intimacy, all right? But when erectile dysfunction harms intimacy, it can have devastating effects on your relationship. Guys, don't let that happen. ED is a medical condition, and like most other medical conditions, it's treatable, all right? And I'm talking about treatments with success rates well over 90% with the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, all right? So schedule a consult. The initial visit is just $99. That includes a medical consult with a Colorado licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. It's real simple. If the test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. They have an expert staff and 5 locations in Colorado to serve you. They're in Fort Collins, North Denver, Central Denver, Castle Rock, Colorado Springs, so there's no excuse. Stop living with ED. Call them at 720-440-7900 or visit them online at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Joe Fallon did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he commissioned a portrait of himself. Does Joe already know what he looks like? Yes. Do guests know what he looks like? Also yes. But not as art. It's Joe's savings, and if he wants to spend it on a velvet painting of himself with a white tiger at his feet, we say, roar, Joe, roar. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat.